Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hope y'all can hear me fine. No fancy graphics or nothing today. My son he's out of town with his mom, and I literally just got back from a great week of teaching classes down in Texas, and I'm leaving before sunrise in the morning for my vacation. I'm actually loading up my Jeep and my camper trailer, and I am going to go east till I hit the Appalachian Mountains. We're going to do the Daniel Boone Trail, camp on different spots and everything. So, anyways, if anybody's around the Daniel Boone Trail and they want to hook up and visit, me and some of the other tactical riflemen jeepers, we actually have a tactical rifleman overland team. That's kind of cool, right? So anyways, we're here. This is Tactical Tuesday episode 130. I think it's 131. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. We got a great night tonight. Not in a hurry. Don't got anywhere to go. I should get 5 hours of sleep. Okay, so we'll go for a while. I got plenty of coffee. Good coffee too, guys. What kind of coffee it is? Appreciate you asking. Now, more important though is I got us our usual sponsor back, Sportsman's Guide. Sportsman's Guide, you guys know they've literally sponsored like our first 100 live streams every day, every Tuesday, and a lot of our pandemic live streams, Sportsman's Guide would sponsor them. And so it's good to have them back sponsoring us again tonight. So I was like, well, how do I highlight to you guys? Because you can go to Sportsman's Guide and you get all. It's kind of like a big box store. You pay your little monthly fee, which is you can pay it annually. I prefer to pay it annually. Pay your little monthly fee, but it gets you bargains. You get member prices. And get all that from the website. I appreciate it if you guys go to tacticalrifleman.com to go to our page, companies we love. And, we got the link for Primary Arms and MGM Target, Sportsman's Guide, everybody else. So that way they'll at least know that's why you guys went there. But I'm like, how can I say thank you to Sportsman's Guide? So I thought about what are my 3 favorite things that I have from Sportsman's Guide. And right off the bat, guys, they're made by Boulderton, but they're called Ridge 8-inch high waterproof hunting boots, and they're actually already packed in the Jeep. I got all my wet rain gear and my cold weather gear. Remember, I'm going up into eastern Kentucky where it's a little chillier. They're already packed in the Jeep. They call them hunting boots, but more important to me, because I don't really wear them hunting. I wear my muck boots when I go hunting, but more important to me is they're good, high quality leather, but they're waterproof. It's a different brand. It's not the Gore-Tex. It's a different brand. And what I'm told is there's a lot of waterproofing, breathable materials out there that are better than the old classic Gore-Tex. So anyways, where do I get my Boulderton Ridge boots? I get them at Sportsman's Guide. All right. And then the other one is literally my socks, guys. Can you see my socks? Guide Gear makes socks that you can buy from Sportsman's Guide, and they come in a little 3-pack there. The merino wool, the lightweight boot socks, 3 pair for, I want to say it's $17. So you're looking $4 a pair, $5 a pair, $6 a pair. But guys, I like socks that don't wear out, that I can get years out of. Or more importantly, if I've got to go out somewhere where I've only got like 1 spare change of socks, I need shit that's going to last me a long time. And then my third, and again, they're already packed in the camper. Boulderton makes these oversized, they call them club camping chairs. But if you guys have seen all my pictures of my campsites, I've got my big lounge chairs. Guys, these things, they're fold-up chairs. They come in a nice bag like your regular camp chairs do. But these things, my God, are they comfortable. And if you're a fat rat bastard, they are literally, they have a 500-pound capacity. So they're awesome. Anyways, you can get all 3 of them. Sportsman's Guide. And want to personally thank you for sponsoring us tonight. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. More important, I want to thank you guys. You guys for hanging out tonight. You realize we already have 171 viewers here. We're about to have another one. I got a guest coming. He's driving up tonight. I actually got 2 guests coming. Chad Mormon is riding with me to Daniel Boone. He's going to be my navigator. We're going rock crawling, all kinds of stuff. I don't know if he'll get here in time for the live stream, but Kinetic. That's right, Steve Holland. Steve Holland is going to be here in a little while. He's on his way up, and Steve is actually planning another big live stream down in Nashville. Instead of doing it at John Rich's Redneck Riviera Bar, we're going to actually do it at the Outpost Armory that is it's owned by the Barrett. So Chris Barrett is going to be there hosting it, possibly Mr. Ronnie Barrett himself. This is the anniversary of that first Barrett 50 cal rifle. And anyway, to me, it's a big deal because, one, I love the Barrett 50 cal. It's not like I have one leaning up against the wall in my office. I know, Carl, you're a nutbag. I can live with that. But no, Ronnie, his son, his daughter, they're all great Americans. And I think you guys would enjoy a live stream with them. So, anyways, I got you guys know the deal. You do not have to do super chats at all. If you've got a legitimate question, that's the whole point of a live stream, is for us to interact. So if you guys have a question, put it in the chat room. And I have moderators that are in there. Besides getting rid of trolls, their job is to find questions. They send them to the head moderator, aka Mama Bear Susan Britcher, over in Australia. You'll recognize her because all of her hair is sticking up because she's on the other side of the planet, right? But she then takes the questions and she sends them to my phone. So don't get me wrong. If you want to do super chat, don't get me wrong. If my Jeep, guys, you understand, with my camper, I'm looking at 8 miles to the gallon and I'm getting ready to do 1,000 miles. So yeah, if you want to help me put gas in the gas tank, I probably would not turn down a super chat. Before I get to Susan's questions, Mickey, who's the guy who is on my overland team, your overland team, the Tactical Rifleman overland team, just said, don't forget about using the stickers for some charity and bring some with you. Okay, I already got some packed, Mickey. If you're watching, guys, give me just a second. I'm going to actually grab a couple for you guys. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Where did I put Mickey's stickers at? Aha. All right, so here's what we got. What we did was Mickey designed us a Tactical Rifleman Overland Team sticker. It's high quality sticker you can put on the outside of your Jeep or your camper, your Toyota, whatever it is, and the sun's not going to fade them. So anyways, I got a couple of these, and here's the deal. If you guys want me to do a giveaway of them tonight, we can do a giveaway of them. But here's the other thing. If you guys got a off-road vehicle and you're interested in going to do some real bucket list, once in a lifetime off-roading, I will hand you guys one of these personally if you come to join us in October, and I'll talk to all of you about that later. We are actually planning a 2-week trip, and we're inviting everybody that wants to come. Not going to cost you a dime. Literally, it's not going to be a paid class. It is going to be a gathering, and we are going to basically convoy wherever you guys jump in line, wherever you link up with us. And then we're going to Moab, Utah. From Moab, Utah, we're going to go to the Rubicon Trail, believe it or not. We're going to knock out 2 of the meccas of off-roading here in the U.S. After we do the Rubicon Trail, we're going to go back to Moab for the rest of our trip. It's going to be 2 weeks total for me. So you guys can come and stay as much as you want, but anybody that shows up, they get their sticker for free. Good stuff. All right. Let's see. We've had a couple super chats already. All right, first one up from Susan Britcher. It is from the Donut King. He sent $5 US. SF teams ever train for being in a Mexican standoff? Ever been in one? Actually, yeah, you actually cover that in Robin Sage, which is like our final test. We covered in small unit tactics, but it's actually one of the contingencies that you've got to go over when you're doing link ups. You know, what happens if you have a Mexican standoff? I personally have never been in one, right? We always have Overwatch and another term for snipers that are near in. You always have Overwatch nearby, so if your meeting goes bad, they can immediately burn everybody down. I've never been in a real world. Randy Worst had, though. If you go back to some of the stories, maybe you guys haven't heard all his stories. He's actually done some stories on our Patreon. Patreon.com/tactical rifleman. For a lot of you that are members, you can go back and see some of the oldest stories, obviously, that I do once a month, but also Emery's done a lot of stories for us. But one of them, literally Randy's A-team in Afghanistan, were getting ready to get into basically a Mexican standoff. And well, the captain on the A-team, he was the warrant officer, second in charge. The captain didn't realize things were going bad. Randy recognized it, and he basically gave the signal for all the other guys on the team to take basically defensive positions, nonchalantly. But then the captain glanced and realized what Chief was doing, and that the captain basically panicked. Randy defused the thing by basically letting the guys, the two leaders, Afghani leaders, know that Randy was getting ready to kill every one of them. And so what is that? That is non-lethal force. Like it or not, a threat is the same as you hitting a guy with a taser. You are de-escalating, but you got to be smart on doing that. Randy is not always the smartest character, but Randy's a very lucky character. So anyways, yeah, excellent question on a Mexican standoff. We do train for them. I have never been in one for real. Not gonna lie, I've never killed anybody with a pistol. I've also never killed anybody with a spear. That is on my to-do list. It is. Before I get off this pretty blue marble, somebody's going down with a spear. Cash me outside as the next question. Now that there are PVS 14s with the, I believe, 51-degree field of view, would you even consider the 40-degree models? How much should a top-of-the-line PVS 14 cost? You can't judge price because there's so many points there where they vary. Gated, auto-gated, this, that, and the other, gens, different tubes. All I can tell you is go with a mil-spec PVS 14 from a reputable company, not a Chinese knockoff, not a Ukrainian knockoff, and then literally get the best tube that you can afford. Okay, now 51-degree field of view. That can be done two ways. One is a larger diameter tube. The other is by putting a slightly wider lens on the front. What does that do, though? Wider tubes, okay, you can actually see with your eyes 51 degrees. Adding the extra lens on the end, though, you're no longer seeing one for one. You're actually looking, instead of looking through a toilet paper tube, things are small, slightly smaller. You can actually get a retrofit kit. AGM Global Vision, for example, will send you a kit that you can actually do yourself. So if you have 41-degree or whatever degree PVS 14s, you can convert them yourself to the 51s. And I've never done it myself, but I've gotten the 51 degrees from them, and they're awesome. They're good. Guys, that is some good coffee. It really, really is. 5 Stone, you do good. You do such good work, guys. Sincerely, you do great work. Wow, I'm falling behind here. All right. Next one is from Hog Down. Hi, Susan. Could you ask Carl to tell us about an ODB? What missions do they get tasked? Who is assigned to a B team? What ratio to A teams? Thank you for all you do, Susan. Yeah, sincerely, thank you, Susan. All a B team is, guys, is that's company ops. So in a special forces company, you have six A teams, Special Forces Operational Detachment Alpha. 12-man A team. You've got 6 A teams. Think of it like an infantry company that would have 6 platoons. Okay. That infantry company that has 6 platoons, they have to have a headquarters. Same thing with a Special Forces company. Special Forces company has 6 A teams, and then the B team has your company commander, your company sergeant major, your company executive officer. You have a weapons guy, you have a commo guy, you have your supply sergeant, you have your NBC sergeant, stuff like that. Now, the job of the B team is to support the A teams. Now, when you deploy overseas, a lot of times B teams will be set out as satellite hubs and then basically supply stations for the A teams to work out of. And they'll a lot of times will be given their own battle space. They'll have to do patrolling and stuff like that. A lot of times your B teams will be plussed up prior to deployment, and a lot of times your A teams will also. If you're going somewhere that you're not going to be like right near coalition forces where you can use their chow hall, use their gym and stuff. If you're going to literally be out in cowboy and Indian country, you'll get like maybe an extra Air Force JTAC. You'll get a cook. You'll get extra commo guy, maybe a SOD A team to do signal intercept, stuff like that. So it depends. A mechanic is good to have if you're going to be running a large vehicle fleets. So yeah, you get attachments to you. So yeah, B teams. Yeah, B team is company headquarters. Excellent question, though. Excellent question. And I apologize, guys. Sometimes I forget that all of you did not. You just didn't grow up in a SF environment like I did. Echo Sophius, 10 bones. Any idea if and when Holosun will release the enclosed Vulcan optic in green? Also, what class of yours do you recommend for a first-time client? Thanks. What he's talking about, guys, is, let me see if I got a green one here. That's a green one. You guys know I love the Vulcan Reticle, and that is the Vulcan. I can't get right. You guys can barely see it because I got it turned down dim to save battery. That is the Vulcan with the green reticle. Green or red doesn't really matter to me. They both work awesome. Some people prefer the green. I really can't tell the difference. But what he is talking about specifically is the enclosed one. Instead of having the green one with the exposed emitter that snow and mud and rain can get on, the 509 has the enclosed emitter on it. Now, it's and he is correct. It is currently only available in red. That's what I got on all my guns. My work gun, the one Susan borrowed in the class, because Susan just came and took a bunch of our classes in Texas. She shot one of mine with the enclosed reticle. She did awesome with it. It was red. Could they immediately, literally very next day, do it in green? They could. The problem, though, is every year you got to have new products to show off at SHOT Show. The new latest and greatest. So I don't know. You guys understand. I do not know anybody at Primary Arms. I do not. The only person I know is Dimitri, the guy that invented the ACSS reticle system. He does contracts, right, reticles and stuff with Primary Arms. He is involved with Primary Arms. Dimitri's awesome. So I don't want to put words in Primary Arms' mouth, but if I was a betting man, I would say it would come out at SHOT Show in January. That might come out sooner. But honestly, I wouldn't wait. Literally, if Armageddon or they're saying there's another strain of COVID coming. So if Zombicron happens and it gets real bad, or the food shortages that's going to happen in August, whatever it is, financial collapse, whatever it is, you're going to want to have the best equipment possible, best equipment that you can afford on your budget. And I like this enclosed reticle. Now, I know something that Primary Arms is doing that is awesome. I mean, like really awesome for our U.S. military. But I don't want to spoil it for them. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, so I'm going to hold my tongue on that. I will hold my tongue. All right. Let's see. What's this one? As far as class, so long as you're competent with a firearm, guys, my first class I would recommend you guys to take is our Combat Pistol 101. Even if you are a gunfighter, even if you are law enforcement, even if you were a former Marine, even if you were a former SF guy, the first class, because everybody wants to go straight to taking our advanced pistol carbine class. The advanced classes are boring, guys. They are very boring. You want to have fun. You want to learn a lot. Combat Pistol 101 is our entry combat fighting course, and then all the rest of them build off of that. And people that skip Combat Pistol 101, they really sell themselves short by missing it. And sincerely, you can ask people that have done all of them. They'll tell you you really need to start off with that one right there. All right, next one is from Robert C. What is better to spot, monocular or binoculars? To spot, as in spotting scope, to observe close in, a higher magnification spotting scope would be better. But to observe an area better, to spot that deer as soon as it comes out, or to spot that guy sneaking from building to building, binoculars are going to put less strain on your eye, right? Because they're both staying on the same focal plane. You're not having to have one lens in one eye doing this to focus on one lens, and one lens focused on everything else that's not through the spotting scope. So your eye will fatigue faster looking through a spotting scope. But for observing long distances, unless you're going to carry a big set of ship-to-shore binoculars, go with a spotting scope. All right. That's just how it is, guys. I don't make this stuff up. I really don't. All right. All right. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. All right. Next one is from Matabanis, 10 Bones. An athlete must make the team every season. Must SF group members periodically make the team, or are they on the team until they get discharged? Excellent question. Back in the day, they actually used to do SF quals every year. That was peacetime, sitting around. Understand that it's not like you just said, once a year, athletes have to get on the team. It is a constant thing in SF. You are always, literally, you show up to work every day. Because I understand on a sports team, you have a season, right? And you can't be swapping people in the middle of a season. In sports, you have contracts for seasons. And so that you're getting rid of people at the end of their contracts. In SF, you're not like that. The guy he has a contract to be in the military for so many years. Let's say the guy signed up for 8 years. All right. SF, that doesn't mean you get to stay a Green Beret for 8 years. You're always being assessed. And if the guys on your A team lose trust in you, for example, they catch you stealing something. It could be another guy's lunch. Literally, if you get labeled as a thief, your ass is gone. I mean, you're gone. You are gone. Yeah, we don't have time for that stuff, right? So, but if a guy is not pulling his weight, if he just turns into a fat rat bastard, you get rid of him. You do. You get rid of him. You'll move them to the B team, and then the B team will slowly send the guy out of there pretty easy. It's not hard to get. As far as kicking them out of SF, they do. They actually pull tabs from people. So even though you've been through the whole school, the whole course, you get awarded your Special Forces tab for your uniform, understand what you got awarded was a graduation certificate, right? You have orders saying you can wear that Special Forces tab on your uniform, but understand they can take that tab. All they got to do is write another set of orders revoking it. I disagree with that. I think that once you've earned it, you should be able to, kick the guy out of SF, send him back regular Army. But in the regular Army, he should still be able to wear that Special Forces tab to show that, hey, at one time, he might be a shitbag now, but at one time the guy was badass. But sometimes they pull guys' tabs. And again, it depends on what the guy did. It really does. All right, guys, you got a bunch of great questions coming in today. Next one, Tactical Rifleman. Do you have a ham license? Any recommendations for establishing a connection 30 miles away? Short answer on my ham license, no. I should. I have a ham radio in my Jeep. I understand. I encourage everybody to be legal. It is on my to-do list to get my ham radio license. All right. I don't have it yet, but as far as connection 30 miles away, I don't know what terrain you're in or anything, but find yourself a commo guy that's smart on it. I actually reach out to your local ham guy and ask him, hey, this is where I'm at. For example, where I'm at, I basically, for me to talk to Randy and Steve Holland that are an hour away, I need a repeater up on the high ground. Okay, so do we have a repeater up on the high ground? I'm not saying nothing. Repeaters are awesome, guys. If you're not sure what repeaters are, ask your local law enforcement and EMS. They have got repeaters, especially if you live out in a rural area. They have got repeaters everywhere for their radios. So they basically work like cell phones. They don't lose signal. All right. Next one from Kobe Dixon, 5 Bones. What do you need for our vehicles on the Rubicon Trail? Right now, I have a stock 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I can build it out for October timeframe. If you go do the Jeep Jamboree, which is a massive event, they will not let you do the Rubicon Trail without 37-inch tires. You have to have a lift point. A hitch point for them to like pull you off the rocks and stuff. No big deal. They recommend locking axle, but they tell you 37-inch tires. I do not have 30-inch tires. I could care less about the Jeep Jamboree. You talk to guys that have been to Rubicon, they recommend 33-inch tires or bigger. Right. And seriously, guys, go to the Rubicon website and they want you to come wheeling. What a lot of people, if you're not familiar what Rubicon is a trail right on the California, I think Nevada border or somewhere around there, Utah border, wherever it is. You can pull it up, but it was a trail where everybody coming back from World War II, all the GIs, Joe would buy Jeeps because now Jeeps were surplus and were dirt cheap. They would buy Jeeps because they knew everything about the Jeeps. They'd just been driving them for 4 years in World War II. But now this was their toys. Like everybody has their side-by-sides and their Razors and their four-wheelers and their Jeeps and everything. Back in the day, all they had were these little Willys Jeeps. And that was everybody's favorite trail. They would go do these trails with the old Willys Jeeps. And understand those are much, much smaller tires. Would I recommend you doing it with a stock Grand Cherokee right now? No, but at the same time, it all depends. We'll do off-road classes, different off-road schools. We'll do them with stock pickup trucks. We'll do them with stock Tahoes and Suburbans. Why? Because we're training the military guys how to use these vehicles overseas. So you get to a place where you can't go over it. You literally, the rocks are too big. Okay, now, but you have to. It's the mission. How do you do it? Well, you figure it out. No, we show them techniques. Pile rocks up here to clear this wheel. Pile a few rocks over here to drive up on this one so that your pumpkin, your differential, doesn't whack on the rocks and get smashed open. So you could do it, but understand you're going to slow down a lot of the vehicles behind you. But like you said, you've got plenty of time to build it out. And dude, come take the trip. This will be on your vehicle. And it's cool that the campsites we stay at are dirt cheap. They're primitive campsites. You can get a nicer campsite if you want. We do the primitive campsites. I think they have electricity. They don't have water. A lot of them don't even have electricity. It doesn't matter. We'll have generators. We'll have campfires. We'll have camaraderie and hanging out with cool people. Because understand, guys, tactical rifleman is not just about guns. It's about making the world a better place. And anyways, it is what it is. Let's see. Okay. I'm trying, guys. I am trying. All right, got that one. Kevin Fryer threw down $5. Nothing. If PS try hard, what's your opinion on SIG winning the next generation squad weapon contract? Actually, I think it's awesome. I really do. This is, you guys probably saw my video. I did a review of the Textron submission with their case telescoped ammo. They've been working on this stuff since the 90s. General Dynamics submitted a bullpup that basically shot a souped up 6.8 SPC. You remember Steve Holland, he's going to be here in a few minutes. He basically invented 6.8 SPC. They took his round, polymer case, steel bottom, souped it up a little bit. But it's basically in a 5.56 casing. It's just 6.8. Okay. What SIG did, though, was they took the 6.8 projectile and then they put it in that's a 308 casing. Let me find you a 308 so you guys don't think I'm crazy. I don't have any 308 here. That is a 308 length casing, neck down to 6.8, but notice the steel bottom on it. The steel bottom is because they make this round so hot that it would blow primers out literally every round. It would, you would have casing separation. It just literally, the brass casing could not support the high chamber pressure. So by going with a 308 length bullet, basically cartridge, they can use all the AR-10 parts, basically, right? But a much robust bolt face, much more robust chamber, much higher chamber pressures, and now you end up getting a 6.8 that hits as hard as a 300 Win Mag does. That's badass. So, full disclosure, I have not shot it yet. However, I was scheduled to go to SIG Academy in New Hampshire and film the 6.8 next generation squad weapon. They called literally like 3 days prior, and they're like, hey, look, they're getting ready to award this, and we don't want to jinx it by filming first. And I'm like, that's a little superstitious. But okay, fine, whatever. And I told them, look, I'll film two endings, one that you won and another that you didn't win, but you should have, and they're like, nope, we'll reschedule for June. June is busy for me, so it looks like we're probably going to film it in July. But from what I'm told by their executive vice president of commercial sales, they've basically said that Tactical Rifleman is going to get one of the first looks at it. We're going to view the whole system again, not just the 277 Sig Fury, the spear rifle. We're going to get to see the whole system. I'm also hoping to film their 338 Norma general purpose machine gun also, which is badass. You know what's badass, guys, is this coffee. You guys know I love Five Stone Frontline Coffee. He's a friend of ours. He's actually from Kentucky. I actually think he's in the chat room right now. This is espresso roast. This is not what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Firehouse Blend. Why? I full disclosure, I like the espresso roast just as much, if not better. But this Firehouse Blend is the bag that I brought up to the kitchen because I ran out. He gave me a bunch of these little sample ones. Let's see if you guys can read it. Firehouse Blend. They're good stuff, man. They're good stuff. He's good people. Bunch of great companies out there. Five Stone is here. How you doing, brother? I've got a couple of bags left. How far are you from Daniel Boone Trail? Because I know he's east of me, and east of me is the direction I'm going. So maybe you can come out to the campsite one night. We can visit. That is some good coffee right there. I know, Susan. I know I'm running behind. Cut me some slack. All right, guys. All right. All right, next one is from Phytosaurus. Threw down 20 bones. Just supporting the best channel and community of nutbags left on the internet. Keep the gems coming, team. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate the support. Understand, when we had half as many subscribers, we were getting 3 times as many views. Now we've got 700,000 subscribers, and I'm doing less than 1 million views a month. YouTube don't like me. They can throttle me. They can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to change how I do things, and I'm not here to get the views. I'm here to help out you guys and make the world a better place. So that's what we're doing. Next one, Tiger Shark. What, did I miss one? Oh, right here. Kevin Fryer. Hi, Susan. I messed it up, but could you please tell him thanks for the tactical rifleman patch he gave me when met him and Randy at the Nashville Armory. Yeah, Kevin Fryer was down at the Nashville Armory. Travis Hall from Second Chance Canine. You know him. We've had him on the show. He was doing a fundraiser down there with another nonprofit called Special Ops Excursions at the Nashville Armory, a big, beautiful gun range in Nashville. The cool part is the guy that runs it is an old Fifth Group guy. I didn't know him in group. He's like a generation or so behind me, but he's retired now and everything. And yeah, we had a great time. I wasn't supposed to go. I gave them a certificate for 2 days of training so that they could auction it off or give it away on the prize table, his choice. And then we got done in Texas 2 days early. So I came back. So I'm like, hey, Travis, I'm going to be around. I might stop by. And Travis was like, hey, man, I'd love to have you come by. You can shoot, whatever. So anyways, it was a shooting competition. So me and Randy, I picked up Randy. Hey, Randy, you want to come? Randy's like, yeah, I'll go. So we go down there. And again, it's for a charity. So it's $300 entry fee to shoot. Wow. I invited Randy down. Hey, Randy, don't worry about it. I'll pay your way. So that was a quick $600. Anyways, you go in, you get to shoot the different guns and everything. And all the test was the competition. I was expecting it to be different stages. It was one. You got to shoot a bunch of guns, some full autos and stuff. But the competition was basically a bullseye that big with all the rings, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, right? You've seen the NRA bullseyes. And they hang it up at 15 meters and you get 5 bullets and high score is 50. Well, it's a charity, guys, right? And there's 20 teams. They put us on a 4-man team. So there's 20 4-man teams. We had 2 guys from Chicago, 2 civilians that came down. Great guys. We bullshitted them. Finally, it was our time to shoot. Randy went first. He shot his 5 rounds. Randy got a 39. Now remember, this is not Randy's gun. It's iron sights. Randy doesn't have his shooting glasses with him, prescription shooting glasses. And we got no idea where this gun is shooting. We literally, the first time you touch it is you're shooting it. And Randy shoots a 39. He tells me it shoots low. So they hand it to me. I get 5 bullets. I asked the guy, I'm like, does it shoot low? And he's like, no. Like, okay. Here's the deal. If Randy got a 39, how about if Randy, because I'm not worried about winning. I just want to beat Randy, right? So what about if Randy beats me? He'll talk shit, right? So Randy got a 39. That's a good score. So I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot it support hand only. That way, if Randy beats me, I've got an excuse, right? Because I'm not going to win it anyways. It's a nonprofit. They're not going to win it anyway. So it's no big deal. There were active duty SF guys there. There were law enforcement guys there, competition shooters, instructors, all kinds of people there. Great turnout. So I shoot it strong hand only, 5 bullets, pistol I've never shot before. And I end up getting a 42, I think. I beat Randy. That's all I want to do. I beat Randy strong hand only. I'm sorry, support hand only, which pissed Randy off even more. Mission accomplished. I pissed off Randy. The 2 other guys on my team, they shot below Randy, but they were still up in the 30s. Okay, no big deal. It's a nonprofit. Well, we get to the end, and they give a prize away for high team. They give a prize away for high shooter, and then they give a prize away for lowest shooter. And so high team, high scoring team, Randy worst. What? So me, Randy, and these 2 guys from Chicago end up taking top team. They gave us all SIG Romeo rifle optics and a 1-year membership to the Louisville Armory. So if any of you guys live around Louisville, I have 2 memberships to give you guys. It's a great range, but I don't live close enough to use a 1-year membership. So high shooter turns out was a female, and I'm like, oh, that's cool, right? Females can shoot. And well, Randy comes up later on. He said, hey man, the girl that won, the guy that owned the pistol shot it for her. And I don't care. But they told me I took second place. So it doesn't matter. We had a great time. It was a great, like Kevin said, I got to meet Kevin. I got to meet a bunch of other great tactical rifleman family members there. A couple of my patrons were there, including Mike Quigley. Mike gave me and Randy some bottles of tequila. Why? Because you never have enough tequila. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, Kevin Fryer, it was great seeing you there, dude. I'm looking forward to you coming out to the Patreon class with your wife. Susan Britcher, her husband are coming. I'm coming with my wife. Phil W. and Heather Flyfishers are coming. But there's going to be a bunch of great families there at the Patreon course. Next one's from Tiger Shark, $5. Hey, Carl, I'm a trucker. What is your view on why or why not truckers should be able to carry a gun in the truck? The law says we can. Companies say no. Companies don't make laws. Companies make policies. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, dude, but pretty well I follow God's laws, and if I drove a truck, I'd have a gun in it. All right. Look, it is what it is. Now, don't get me wrong. If you obviously be discreet about it, don't be like putting stickers on the outside of your truck. I'm ignoring my boss's policy because I don't care. Don't do that. Don't get yourself in trouble. But at the same time, I support your right 100% to own and possess and carry a firearm. But make sure you train with it. Joshua Putman, Carl, what is the weirdest or most disgusting thing you had to eat either in training or overseas? Goat eyeballs. Literally, that's the most disgusting thing. I actually got the lens stuck between my teeth. And first bite, you get that, your aqueous fluid inside the eye, clearer than water. Great. Not when you bite into it, you get basically a mouthful of some disgusting stuff. You want to forget that you ever had it in your mouth. Ray S. How you doing, Ray? I was actually, thank you for the kind words that you said today. I got your email. I ask all my students to give me feedback on classes, and Ray was nice enough to take some time and actually give me constructive criticism on each course. All right. Hey, Carl, can you talk about M855A1? Any additional requirements on barrel strength or any other parts, or is it interchangeable? Understand, guys. I think I might have a A1 here. I do not. I got a shit ton. Regular M855. That's green tip. Everybody knows green tip. I got one floating around here on the desk here, guys. M855A1. They went from a copper jacketed lead bullet that has a soft core steel tip in it, long 62 grains. They went to a 62 grain solid copper projectile that has got a steel tip sat into it. The downsides of it is because it's got a sharp steel tip instead of soft copper jacket, it was scratching the ramps of the feed ramps on the M4s when it first came out. That is, it's been fixed. You just, you run different followers in your mags, or you get a Gen 3 PMag from Magpul. It has got slightly different angle. Basically, they fixed the problems. No issue there. But what you're talking about specifically is it being a hotter round. Now, yeah, it's a hotter round. So in other words, instead of getting 30 to 60,000 rounds of barrel wear out of the gun, you're getting 20 to 30,000 rounds out of your barrel life, because it's a hotter round. Same bolt, everything. So long as you use a high quality stuff, and I don't know too many of you guys that will be shooting 10 or 20,000 rounds of M855A1. So here's what I say. And Ray, you saw me shooting 62 grain ammo at the, we did Carbine Zero Mastery, was one of the courses that Ray took. It comes right between our combat pistol carbine and our advanced combat pistol carbine course. It's a day right in the middle. And all we do, we data out to 300. You get your point blank zero, everything. The reason why I shoot 62 grain full metal jacket is because it flies very, very similar to my green tip, but also my M855A1. So I don't have to waste, because it's very hard for me to get M855A1. Down the road, now that we're a peacetime army, you may be able to find more and more of it. Kind of like it used to be impossible to get green tip, and now you can go to any gun show and you can get green tip ammo. Likewise, you're going to be able to do the same. Your guns will be fine, guys. So long as you're not trying to put it through a 223, so long as your gun is a 5.56 gun, you've got it, good high quality parts, you're not using Chinese airsoft parts in it, you will be just a marvelous, darling. Simply marvelous. It's good ammo. And I didn't want to like it. When M855A1 came out, it was lead free, cost 3 times as much, and they were talking about how it was good for the environment. You know what I wanted to do to the environment? I wanted to just like bring all these tree huggers into one place around one tree and then nuke the living shit out of them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all about saving the planet, but we need to do it correctly, not at the expense of our warfighters. They're saying it's green ammo, lead free, and it is lead free, but they didn't get it because it is lead free. That's not why they got it. They got it because it is a badass bullet. It is a badass bullet. So I was wrong. M855A1 is great ammo, and I'm so glad that they went with it. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm falling behind again. All right, Ghost Enemy, what's the dumbest thing someone got kicked out of SF4 that you know of? Dumbest thing. People got kicked out of SF4. It's usually adultery or drugs. You get guys that will, they get hurt real bad or something. They get put on prescription drugs. My brother from another mother. How you doing, Steve? Steve Holland just showed up. I'm getting caught up. Go grab yourself some tequila, Steve, and come visit, man. Come visit. All right, guys. Yeah, Steve Holland just showed up. I'll have him here in a minute. No, there's some stupid reasons guys get kicked out of SF. All right, David Bowman, David Bowbean. For my 300 Win Mag bolt gun, should I install a brake or a silencer or both? Thanks for what you do, bud. Strength and honor. Honest, buy once, cry once. I'd go both. Literally, most of your good suppressors, you can do quick attach. And here's the deal. There will be times where you may not be able to run a suppressor, right? It adds just literally too much length. But if your situation, your environment, whatever, you're always going to use a suppressor, then just go with a cheap threaded one. But for me, I like having options. So I went with a muzzle brake that in turn was quick detach. Didn't have to remove the muzzle brake, but I could quick attach the suppressor onto it. My suppressors on my sniper rifles are made by AAC and Surefire, and well, the Barrett one obviously is made by Barrett, but actually Surefire has one for the Barrett also. But yeah, you gotta go with quick attach for sure. All right, I fell behind again. Sorry, Susan. I'm trying. Did that one. And guys, if I understand, these things are pop up on my phone. They come and they go. They come and go. So if I missed your question, like random American, I guess I've missed a couple of his super chats on past live streams. Please, dude, if you're watching, understand it's not on purpose. I don't deliberately bash anybody. I sincerely, I do not miss questions on purpose. Maybe a couple guys, but not you, not a patron. All right, $20. I'm building a roller delay pistol caliber carbine and wanted to know if you had any time with the H&K MP5. I know you enjoyed the Family Sig MPX, but I wanted to know how it might compare to the H&K. H&K is a great system on the MP5. It is. It's classic. It's very, very reliable. It runs very, very good, and it runs smooth. The gun does not recoil choppy at all. We would run almost all my time on an MP5 is with an MP5 SD with the built-in suppressor, which in turn reduce recoil even more. But the MP5s are dated. I understand modern firearms. There's no reason for anybody to make a carbine assault rifle, right? I know nobody likes that term. Nobody should make a pistol caliber carbine that is not completely ambidextrous. Now, what I mean by that, like the Strybog that you get from Global Ordnance, literally all of the controls are ambidextrous. It's a great gun. All guns should be like that. The SIG MPX, same thing. All guns should be like that now. Rarely accurate. My sister and her husband are picking up their first gun. They are between an AR-15 in 5.56 or pistol caliber carbine, which may or not be an AR-15. Assuming they get training and practice, what do you think? 5.56 is going to give you more capability. It's going to give them more range. It's going to give them more options. The only real advantage of a pistol caliber carbine is for guys that want to run it suppressed all the time, dedicated suppressed subgun, or they want to only run one caliber. In other words, they want like their pistol to be a FN57 and they want their rifle to be a FN57. They want their pistol to be a 10 millimeter. They want their pistol caliber carbine to be a 10 millimeter. Other than that, I would push them towards 5.56. Annalise and her hubby are here again. Kentucky Fried Korean. It's actually Kyle, her husband. Here's a few bucks to get some 5 stone. We always look forward to the live stream every week, hubby. That's awesome, dude. I do. I support you, and thank you for your support. I got to support the guy. Can you imagine putting up with Kentucky Fried Korean as your spouse? Now, I'm joking. She's awesome. She's awesome. She really is awesome. Guys, if you don't follow Kentucky Fried Korean on Instagram, you're missing out because she posts some sincerely funny shit sometimes. All right, I got one more here. Le Filet Blanc, 10 bones. Carl, took my son down to Second Bat today for a visit. What a great time looking at the old home. What's your opinion on a Ranger enlistment versus 18 X-ray? I've got my selfish thoughts, but what's yours? Rangers lead the way. Here's the deal. Back in the day, you couldn't go SF right out of high school. I deliberately wanted to go regular Army first, infantry, so I could learn how to be great tactically, because when you get on an A team, you got so much other shit to learn that the majority of your tactics and stuff come from everybody on the A team's background. For example, Steve, you were in the 82nd, weren't you?
Yeah.
Steve was in the 82nd. I was in the 101st. So you bring everybody to one A team. There's no special forces MOS for a mechanic. But one of the guys on my A team, one of my engineers, Todd Sonic, was a diesel engine mechanic back in the regular Army. My other engineer, Art Pettit, was a LURS-D commo guy. So even though he was an SF engineer, I'm good, man. Even though he was an SF engineer, more well-rounded. So I know, Leaf, you're pointing your son or whoever to go to Ranger Bat first, become tactically sound. I agree with you. Now, that said, older guys, that they have at least a couple years of college underneath their belt, they're more mature. It is possible for you to go 18 X-ray and go straight to an 18, but understand, just because you get in the Q course does not mean, just because you pass selection does not mean you're going to pass the Q course. And then when you get to group, does not mean you'll stay in an SF group if you're not mature enough. All right. I was nowhere near mature enough when I first got in the Army. I was a total juvenile delinquent. I should have been chaptered out of the Army. I had 11 Article 15, Steve. 11 in the regular Army. 11. I had a field grade that the brigade commander reduced down to a dental appointment.
11?
Don't look at me like that.
11?
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome.
The first tour is 3 or 4 years, right?
Yeah.
11 15s. They should have put you in the U.S. Army Hall of Fame.
No, dude, no.
First tour.
No, not on first tour, because I did my first 2 years in Korea.
Okay.
I didn't marry a Korean, right? Everybody that stays, they marry a Korean. I don't. I hit my 1 year mark,
Carl,
and they're like,
it doesn't matter if you could have done your first 2 years on fucking Mars.
No,
11 Article 15s.
So,
oh my God,
my first year was coming up, and they're like, "Hey, look, if you stay 6 more months, you get to go to the sniper squad." Okay, cool. Stay 6 more months, and then at the end of that one, they're like, "Hey, our unit's getting ready to go back to the DMZ. You can go to DMZ." I've designated marks on my PVS-2 because I wanted to kill a North Korean. I didn't, by the way.
Keep talking, KE. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the number.
But I got
maybe you're confused. Maybe it's 1 plus 1.
No,
so you had 2.
Not even close.
Oh, God.
Then I got to Fort Campbell, 101st. But before I left Korea, my squad leader sat me down, and some of them were from the 101st, and they're like, "Look, Carl, you're great in the field, but you are a punk off duty, and we put up with that shit here because you're good in the field. Korea is a hardship tour. You get to 101st, they're not going to put up with that. You're going to be on the street, or you're going to be in Leavenworth." And they were sincere when they said that, because 7 of us went to my Korean unit from basic training, and only 2 of us went to Fort Campbell. 2 of us went to Leavenworth, and the other ones all got chaptered out of the Army. We were a bunch of punks, dude. So, but 2 of us went to Fort Campbell. What the fuck was his name? Oh my God. Bailey ended up getting chaptered out his first year at Fort Campbell. But on the long flight, I'm like, I need to make a decision. Do I want to stay in the Army, right? I want to get my Green Beret, or do I want to keep being a punk? So it was a long flight, but I decided to do the right thing, and I still got a couple Article 15s at Fort Campbell. Yep. In my defense, I only got 3 at Fort Campbell. The other 8 were in Korea in my first 2 years of my army. Dude, I got one in Desert Shield for saving my platoon sergeant's life.
You got an Article 15 for saving platoon sergeant's life.
Yeah, he was fucked up. Excuse my language. I know that's up-bound counter too, but I actually kicked an M16 out of an assistant squad leader's hands because he was gonna shoot the platoon sergeant. So, but then I walked down the hill and basically got into an argument with him. He was at E7, I was at E5. You know how that went. So anyways, I blew up on him, and next thing you know, I'm at Parade Hua getting a company grade Article 15 read to me. And we were 72 hours from getting onto the helicopters, the start of the ground war. We were already in the air war, literally already in. So it was Desert Storm by then. You're right. So in Desert Storm, I got a company grade. I had to show up for my extra duty. It was 1 day long. 1 day of extra duty, and you had to burn barrels of shit. So I had to go report to the battalion sergeant major. And
you still alive?
What's that?
You still alive?
Well, I know, huh? We'll talk about that here in a minute. Yeah. But the company sergeant major, battalion CSM, he's like, you're E5. You don't burn shit. You supervise people burning shit. Go make sure they light the fire, and then you come back in here, hang out with me. And I went back in. So and my sergeant major, and I don't even remember his name, but he was awesome. And he couldn't talk the battalion commander out of them giving me the company grade because he wanted the battalion commander to intervene on my behalf, and they didn't do it. So anyways, it is what it is. Guys, don't judge me. And then I got another Article 15 for making a private low crawl 200 down 3 flights of stairs and 100 meters down a sidewalk with my foot on his head. Every time because I want him low crawl. Every time he lifted his head up off the ground, which is not properly doing low crawl, right? You got to have your head on the ground. Every time he lift his head up, I'd put my boot on top of him.
Thank you. Okay, so imagine if you're not in the military and you had an Article 15, that would be like you got charged for your crime record. So, okay, you go before the judge, it's like, hey, you already have 1 misdemeanor. You go before the judge and you said, Your Honor, I didn't do that. You know, I'm a good person. He said, yeah, but you got 11 misdemeanors. That's what 11 Article 15s are like. 11 misdemeanors.
Oh, but there were misdemeanors. They're misdemeanors. You know, traffic tickets. No big deal.
No.
Parking tickets.
But 11. Well, Your Honor, I didn't mean to do that or get that ticket or have that violation. But he said, yes, sir, Mr. Kinetic Energy, but I'm looking at your record, your criminal record, and you have 11.
Slide this way a little bit so I can get you in frame. Okay.
So you have 11.
All right. Now, real quick, for all of our viewers out there, what sound does a minigun make? You need to get
if it's a male shooting it or a female shooting it. There's 2 different sounds.
All right, Steve, on that note, if a female is shooting the minigun, what sound does it make?
Much as I know you guys want to know the sound,
Let Steve relax. You just got him, guys. Trust me, you know you're going to get it.
I am obligated to say that the female sound find a minigun is G14 classified.
G14 classified. All right, how about the male sound of a minigun? I think that the feeder delinquer is a little locked up.
Who's this? The donut eater.
It's a no from Steve.
Good sound. thing, donut eater.
Yeah. John A wants to know from Steve, does painting a rifle dark earth colors make it harder to see by night vision goggles as opposed to khaki color? I think that was his question he sent in multiple parts.
Okay. Good catch. What's his name?
John A.
John A. Good catch, because I mentioned that on the last show that I was visiting on.
Painting guns.
When we did Flat Dark Earth Coyote Brown, and that color, we worked on the colors for a while. And I should have went back into my research.
Thanks, Marvin.
And gotten the exact Pantone color that we came up with working with NSWC Crane on the SOP mod program, and Joe Fazio. What was Joe Fazio's company?
No idea.
It was
I want to say
K something.
Well, he's trying to remember. I'm out of hot coffee, so I want to thank Erica Hochstetler. She got me a monthly subscription. Basically, Erica Hochstetler once a month sends me a case of canned Black Rifle coffee, and it's good. It's not as good as my hot 5-stone because I make it a lot thicker than this, but it's okay. It's tolerable. It
was Joe Fazio of KG Industries. I don't know if they're still in business anymore, but we work with Joe Fazio as one of the vendors. John Carver and his wonderful wife at Eagle Industries, and there's so many variations out there right now, but that specific Pantone color, I can't remember right now. I'll find out for next time. It's like Pantone color 153 or something like that. That was the one that we did the spectrum, lighter, darker, and we came up with a spectrum, the one that worked best against night vision devices.
Night vision. And you guys, it's not, don't think just because it's hard to see it during the day that it works just as well at night. Because I used to think that way, but literally there was a time where we were running vests for a while that had like 6 mag pouches. The whole army was running them. Well, SF got issued some that were tan nylon. And they looked awesome. They blended perfectly into the sand in Kuwait. And we heard that the other A team had them go up over the hill. They're all wearing them, and it was dark. And literally, they stood out like they were wearing cook whites. And so just some things reflect more UV light. Some things reflect more of this. It's weird. So when in doubt, if you're wondering what color spray paints to use, take a cheap piece of cardboard, spray lines on it with all the different colors of spray paint that you're thinking about using, different brands, different textures, whatever, and then put it out and borrow somebody's night vision if you don't have any, or use your own, and go take a look at it at night. Hit it with just starlight, but then hit it with that active IR floodlight and see what your paint's gonna do for you before you even use it on your blaster. All right. Sorry, Susan. I know I'm falling behind again. Steve, what's a good way to utilize a backpack with a plate carrier? How do you prevent the double shoulder straps from causing issues? That's for Steve, or Carl and Steve. Me, for example, we run my assault body armor. If you've seen my videos on it, we actually run pouches on the back. Lots of pouches on the back. You can't run a backpack with that. That said, if you looked real close, our back panels actually would zip off. And then if something changed where you were required to run a backpack, let's say you were going to be bringing in the quickie saw or the aid bag or the Broco torch or something like that, some sort of mission specific equipment, or you're going to be driving the vehicle, you could zip off that back panel and just keep it with you at whatever. Pretty well everybody has like a go bag on their vehicles. You got your extra mags, your extra batteries for your radios, a couple frag grenades, stuff like that, chow, lickies and chewies. But running a day pack with my sniper rifle with body armor. I ran a chest rig and I ran concealable. I actually ran a steel plate on the back because it was a lot thinner. And that's just what we ran. It allowed me to run my 3-day pack on the back while still having my chest rig on the front. So play with it. Steve, you got another opinion on that?
No, actually, I don't.
Susan is saying I missed a bunch.
Response.
Okay.
Now, I was looking up KG Coding, see if they were still in business, because we're talking about 10, 15, 16 years ago. And I'm looking at their 24-4F flat dark earth, and that is the color. So to the person that asked the question, I'm bad with names that fast, get something in that area. And to give you a quick rundown on how we came up with that, I think I talked about it before. We were shooting targets at night, and we had the standard E-type silhouettes, cardboard green in the front, and the guys were marking them. And so not to get the shooter lanes confused, we had the green in front. The next lane, we just flipped it around to the cardboard, and the guys kept saying, I can't see the targets in lane so-and-so. We said, well, they're there. We put them up. And then we looked through the night vision and said, wait a minute, we can't see the ones with the cardboard side versus the dark green side through night vision. And that's what got the whole Coyote Brown Flat Dark Earth project started. When we went back, I wrote a quick little requirements, needs statement, and took some pictures, added the pictures to it, sent it forward. And that got the whole Flat Dark Earth program started with the Mark 12 and a couple other rifle systems. Then we ended up with the Special Forces load carrying system, the SFLCS, with all the pouches and everything else. And what surprised me on that one, because we're changing from black body armor, green Vietnam fragmentation vest to the Flat Dark Earth systems, it happened in 6 months. And I mean, I'm sitting here fighting, trying to get Mark 12 SPRs, Mark 262 7.7 grain ammo, 6.8, and I'm expecting the Flat Dark Earth project to go like maybe 2 or 3 years, dealing with Natick Labs and everybody else. And it was done in 6 months, which showed me that the programs, the big armor programs, the PEO programs that manage low carrying system body armor, they were more innovative and revolutionary versus evolutionary than the programs that ran ammunition and small arm systems, because the ammunition and small arm systems of the military, as far as the PEO programs, they're just a bunch of no. I mean, they get locked into something, and it's like,
shame on you.
Yeah, shame on them.
Real quick, Big Fezzik asked, Susan asked Carl what was his wake-up call to straighten up. Literally, I had a couple squad leaders that said, look, you understand you're going to jail, or you need to turn over a new leaf. And I thought back to my goal, which was I wanted to be a Green Beret. And I think the problem with a lot of people is they want that quick victory. They see, hey, I want to get that car, or I want these sneakers, or that's all I want. That's all I want. And I always had that goal that, hey, I want to get my Green Beret. And whenever things got bad or I started getting sidetracked on things, that's what pulled me back onto the correct path. Was I had something that I wanted, and I had to give up a lot of other things in my life in order to keep moving down that road to earn that Green Beret.
So basically, you had someone mentor you and help you understand the path forward, whether it's going to be a positive path or a negative path.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's pretty good. Because the 1 or 2 times that I got in trouble in the 82nd, the main one, I was a corporal, which a corporal is like a unit is saying you're a young NCO, but you're not an E5. You're still an E4, specialist 4th class, or a corporal who gets to tell all the other ones below you, E4, E3, E2, what to do. Well, I kind of did a little bit of like a call thing, and I felt the power of being a corporal, but nobody ever mentored me. I was in formation. We had a 1600 formation every day, which is 4 o'clock, which we had 3 formations every fucking day. And they said, "Hey, Corporal Holland, the platoon sergeant wants to talk to you up in the NCO lounge." I said, oh, "Okay." He's gonna, tell me, give me some guidance and everything. So I walked in the NCO lounge, and all the E5s, E6s, and E7s from the company were sitting in there. And they said, "Hey, we heard that you did this, and that." I go, "Oh, you did?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, platoon sergeant, blah, 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 blah." And I remember hearing the door close behind me because I had walked in, assumed the position of parade rest. I heard the door close, and then I remember laying on the floor,
wall-to-wall counseling,
and the medic was like, "You're going to be okay." They beat my ass.
Yeah, I watched that.
All
14 in Korea
of them. That was my mentoring.
Yeah, I watched
that
happen.
Believe me, I didn't have 11 Article 15s. I had one
wall-to-wall
counseling session. And back then, in those days, that's how they did it. And if you screwed up in the barracks and there was peer counseling, you ended up in a wall locker, gray metal wall locker, and you were either pushed out the second floor window or pushed down the stairs.
Yep. I watched that.
That's the way that's how they did it back then.
Mike said threw down $20. Anyone for Italian food in Mexia, Texas?
What's the address? Send us a pin. Drop a pin.
No, what he's talking about is I just wrapped up all those classes down in Texas at Tiger Valley. It's a great training facility. There's nothing right there at Tiger Valley. So you either stay in Waco to the west or you stay in Mahia, which is spelt Mexia, to the east. And it's all one road. And I didn't know any better. I picked hotel in Mahia, Mexia, Texas. And they had we found a little Italian restaurant there. Mike was one of the guys that came out to dinner with us. It was a good time. I had visitors there, and I don't want to get into it. We had an issue one night at dinner, and I don't want to get into it. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't. Wayne Awansky, Carl, still waiting on my tier 1. Put in a phone call for me. Smiley face, crying. Sorry, touchy subject, I'm sure. I appreciate you bringing it up. Sherry Champagne threw down $11. Carl, the real question is, did you have fun getting those Article 15s?
Wait, before you answer that.
Oh, shit. He's busting out the old man reading glasses.
Article 15 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice allows for a commanding officer to decide the innocence or guilt and administer the punishment to an offender if necessary when a military member gets into trouble for a minor offense that does not require a judicial hearing.
Yep.
11.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, because we're all about Constitution, right? You have your constitutional rights. What a lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people served in the military and didn't even realize it, but part of that initial contract when you signed up to join the Army, you actually waive your constitutional rights, and you now fall under what's called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Now, there are advantages to it. UCMJ. There are advantages to it. You will not be tried by public opinion. You will be tried by a panel of your peers or your commander. Sometimes. But if you desire a court-martial by jury, those jury members will be your peers, basically. But understand, if you go that far, basically, chances are you were wrong, and you're going to get fried because it's black and white in the military. But you don't have all the political bullshit. So there's truth to it. I like it, but understand there's a reason why a lot of people should not go in the military. And politics should not be involved in the military.
Salt and pepper one.
Literally, they should not. Politics should be left out. There should not be any of this trying to give classes to soldiers, trying to explain transgender this or transgender that. Don't get me wrong, guys and gals. If you want to put on lipstick and a dress, or you want to shave your head and play softball, it doesn't matter. You do whatever you want. We love you just the same. But understand, under a microscope, you are still a male or female. You don't get to pick your race. You don't get to pick your gender. You don't. So we judge. To me and Steve, everybody's green. Literally, everybody's green.
There are exceptions. There are. Carl is about to cross the line. LGBTQ, XYZ, M, A, B, C, D, whatever. It's a cult. And it's wrong. It's against God's word.
That's why Steve's walking out right now. All right. Sherry Champagne. I already got Sherry. Susan said I missed some, so I went back, guys. Blaine, 5,700 on 10 bones. Thanks for bringing the TR team to Texas. Zero Mastery was way more informative than I was expecting. The advanced classes were awesome. Looking forward to Precision Rifle West. Wes Brousard, awesome guy. He actually took high shooter at the advanced class. Wes, you did very, very good. Always good training. 5 Stone, Carl and Steve. What's a good way to utilize a packed backpack with a plate carrier? I got that one earlier. You're right, Susan. I did miss a couple. Heather Fly Fishes threw down 10 bones. Like having Steve Holland as a guest. You know, I'll agree with that. We all like having Steve Holland as a guest. One thing I will tell you is I just like having Steve Holland in my life, being able to call Steve a friend. Steve has been a mentor for me. I did not know Steve when he was on an A team. I did not know Steve when he was running the sniper locker. I didn't know him then. But when I became the master sniper for the SIF company, and later on team sergeant and then company sergeant major, by then Steve was in his force modernization phase of his career. And just right there, that's where I met Steve and became a big Steve Holland fan. And we worked very, very good together. And we became good friends. Me and Steve, I understand Randy Worst. You guys know I love Randy Worst. I knew Randy Worst. I saw who he was in 5th group, but I don't think I said 3 words to him the whole time in 5th group. Sincere when I said that. When my retirement award, when they brought me in for my retirement award, I remember I had Jay Johnson sitting here, a friend of mine, my first A team, but my wife showed me a picture last year of my retirement ceremony, and Randy Worst was sitting to my left, and I didn't even realize it. Did not even realize, because we weren't friends back then. Fast forward, you guys know the deal. I'm very, very close with Randy Worst now, great guy. But Steve Holland and I, we became great friends while we were both active duty at 5th group. Mr. J.M. Swanson, 53. 10 bones. Your thoughts on SIG's new squad automatic weapon, the SIG MCX Spear? It's actually supposed to be 2 guns. One will be the battle rifle. One will be the saw, a replacement for the saw. It will shoot the 6.8 277 SIG Fury round, which is overpressured. From what I'm told, it's supposed to hit basically with the energy of a 300 Win Mag. In other words, it has to be very, very overpressured. In other words, modern guns are not built for this. Do not think that you're going to be able to just get a 277 SIG Fury barrel, drop it in your AR-10, and be able to shoot that. You'll be able to shoot commercial 277 SIG Fury ammo. You will, but as far as the overpressured Army round that has the steel penetrator, and to understand you're not going to be able to do that. So I don't know. I'm glad SIG won the contract, and everybody says, well, there's no reason to replace the M4. It's not replacing the M4. The M4 is an assault rifle, right? Oh my God, he said that the A word, the assault rifle.
Assault.
By definition, an assault rifle is a select fire carbine that fires an intermediate cartridge. Intermediate cartridge, not a pistol cartridge, not a big battle rifle cartridge. Intermediate cartridge. It was what we needed. But understand, if we're now getting ready, we're a peacetime army now. If our next battle is against a conventional military where you're back shooting at 400, 500, 600 meters and everybody's wearing body armor, we need to go back to battle rifle. Dusting off the old M1 Garands and M14s is not an option. It's just not. And it was tried. If you don't believe me, look at a lot of pictures in Afghanistan. There were units that wanted 308 because they needed a little more range. So they literally were pulling M21s and M14s out of inventory, dusting them off, putting modular chassis on them and Leopold scopes. And understand, they did okay with them, but it's never going to be as good as a modern AR-10 like a SR-25. It just will. It's the SR-25 was a modern 308 rifle. Okay, fast forward. The SR-25 was modern for 1980, right? 1980, 1990. I got my first hands on a SR-25 Mark 11 in, I think it was 93, 94 timeframe. So they're dated, right? Now, fast forward, it's the same 308 casing, but it's got Steve's 6.8 cartridge. That's got the green one here has actually got the Army's armor piercing projectile.
Is that LSAT?
This is the Textron case telescope ammo. But
that's
the ball, and that one's the actual classified steel penetrator one.
Quick note on this.
I've been trying to make that shit work since the 90s.
Trying to make this shit work since the 70s. This is nothing but basically a program objective bureaucracy technology based on, guess what? 12 gauge shotgun slugs.
Yeah.
Come on. And you spend $400 million on this for the last 10 years. Let's go back to the Advanced Combat Rifle Program, $357 million. The Objective Individual Combat Weapon Program, about $400 million. The Objective Cruiser Weapon System, which we did get the 25 millimeter from that for the Barrett. However, they shut us down on that one. So these guys, all they do is spend money. They kind of like the Faucis of the world.
Yeah, corporate America.
Corporate America, the National Institute of Health, people like Fauci, all they want is funding. They don't give you shit, except for Fauci gave us something. He gave us the coronavirus to Wuhan. Yes, I said it. It's not, I don't consider it COVID-19. I call it China 19. Okay?
China 19.
So come on, everybody be real, because people, there are evil in the world. And every once in a while, I have to remind myself, when I'm talking to my wife about it, I said, I have to remind myself that there were people that crucified Jesus Christ. He was our Savior, but they crucified him. So you don't think that people like the evil that the Germans had and Nazis had in World War II, when they were killing people, burning people, gassing people, you don't think people like that don't exist and they're not still out there? They are out there. You don't think that they would take something like, we come up with a solution to this pandemic, to the coronavirus. We're going to give you this shot. Come on. And I wake up every day saying my prayers, and I want people, and I give people the benefit of the doubt that everybody I run into every day, whether it's at Walmart or Tractor Supply or the Exxon gas station at high gas prices, everybody that says hello or I say, hey, ma'am, can I help you? I expect everybody to be good people. That's what's in my heart. I was raised as a God-fearing young man, and now I'm an old man. So you take it for granted that everybody out there is good, but they're not. They're not. And so when I think about programs like all these things that we could have done way back when to make our war fighters better, I always remind myself that there are evil, devious people in this world, and they will take advantage of us whether they're giving us shots with something in there that they know that we shouldn't have. And that's one of the things that I wanted to go over with Carl today, because I sent him a picture of Command Sergeant Major Perry Bear, who's a great Special Forces Sergeant Major. He recently, God bless his soul, Random Salvation, he died of cancer. Chris Murray of the USAMU, who was the best master gunsmith on AR-15s and M16s of the AMU I have ever met, who was building with me all the prototypes of the Mark 12 SPRs. He's got cancer. And he's got cancer from his time in the military, where the situation was they knew it was cancer producing elements in certain areas, and they tried these experimental drugs with soldiers. And my oldest son, Stephen, he passed away from cancer, and he was medically supported by the VA. And even though they did do a good job supporting him, it didn't change anything. Yeah. He died. Mm-hmm. And Chris, and God knows I love Chris. Chris is one of the greatest Americans I know. Next, Carl, and
he's fighting what, stage 4 cancer?
He's fighting stage 4 cancer now from exposure to what he had over in Iraq, and they knew it. They knew it. And I'm gonna give you a quick scenario. We're doing bomb damage assessments outside of our rookie on the Iraqi side of Wadi al-Bat.
This is Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. Wadi al-Bat. And going to the bunkers, and guys are dead, blown up. Clear the next bunker, check for booty traps, blown up. Next bunker. We've been in about 4 or 5 days, and during one of the sweeps, we found some bodies on the surface, and one of the guys on the team just kind of, we're patrolling. We still got our, security up.
Still guys out.
Checking for jewelry trap, looking for guys. And one of the guys on the team just out of nowhere just goes, "Man, this is strange." And everybody kind of stopped and say, "What's strange?" He goes, "None of these bodies have flies or maggots, so they're not decomposing." And like that, my medic, he gave everybody the signal, "Gas, gas, gas." And we're like, "What? Oh, shit." Pop on our gas mask. He goes, "Go to Mount 4. We put on our, charcoal suit thing, mop level 4. Mm. And he said, "Everybody out of here right now." We called it in, told them what we saw, and they wanted us to go back and take pictures. It's like, go back? But when we got to the point of demarcation where the U.S. forces were, they immediately took us and all our vehicles into a decontamination unit, and they washed our asses like I wish somebody would wash my ass today, because it was clean. And so they knew something was not right, and they ended up sending chemical biological units into that area. These bodies were mummified, and like dry paper. There were no flies. There was nothing on the bodies. Previously, on the other bodies, it was like, wait the flies away and all, and just couldn't take it. And I was talking to Chris the other night. He told me that the cancer entered his bones, and he's in my prayers, because there are people out there in these programs who come up with different ways of doing things, or to give you these experimental drugs. Here, guys, we want you to try this, so that we can see if it works or not. So you don't think people like Fauci, with the proper funding, wouldn't do some of the things that we know they did, and we're going to find out. The truth is going to come out. The truth is going to come out, and he's going to be up there in history with like the Nazi Dr. Mengele and all the rest of them, because he's caused great harm not only to the United States of America, to the world. Okay, I'm done with that.
Okay,
I'm done with that.
I had a couple more come in. Let me find them again real quick here. Miss Britcher. Heather Flyfisher says she likes having you here as a guest. Kuo Vadis, Heather Flyfisher, she lives up in Australia. She's one of my patrons. She's actually
Flyfish?
Heather Flyfishes, like
Flyfish. Oh, that's her computer name.
Yeah, that's her computer
I thought that was her like government name.
No.
Her parental name, her surname. I was like, okay.
Heather, Steve is not making fun of you. I hope that your treatments continue to go well, and I hope that your life is born again awesome. I look forward to seeing you and Phil W. This summer. They're actually coming in to do some training, and they're going to be at our Patreon course in Texas.
I will try to be there. I respect not only a woman but anyone who fly fishes.
There you go.
I was born the saltwater life, the salt life, and
South Carolina,
Georgia.
That's right. Yeah, we were there. We were there. I know.
For the Maud Arbery trial.
Yep.
Carl. It's kind of like when people mention names like John Vandenbosch. Everybody knows John Vandenbosch. They go, John. So Carl. We went to the courthouse for Maud Arbery trial. All the news stations out there. They had the camera set up
everywhere.
They had the microphone set up in the center for whoever come out to talk. Carl walks up to the microphone. I was like, here we go. Here we go.
I don't care.
But anybody, I respect fly fishermen because it's an art, and it's something that, you know, the average fisherman can't really grasp. And I got a good friend, Jay Johnson, and he's a fly fisherman.
Man, Jay was on my first A team. Jay ties his own flies, and Jay came in. A quick Jay Johnson story. Jay Johnson, we're in the team room, and me and my wife were getting ready to build our house. I'm living in her mom's basement, and there was this cardinal that would always, cardinal would land on the railing and see his reflection in the window.
Living in his mom's basement because he had 11 Article 15s.
So this cardinal is always hitting the glass and pissing off my mother-in-law. So I'm sitting in the team room, and Jay Johnson's talking about how he's tying flies, and he wanted more color. So he like, hey, Carl, if you ever see like the little feathers from like a cardinal or something laying on the ground, anything like that, I need some. And I was like, oh, dude, I got cardinal feathers. I'll bring them to you. So the next day, Jay comes in. Now, hey, Jay, I got some cardinal feathers in the freezer. And he's like, really? And he went to open the freezer, and there's a dead cardinal in there. Why? Because I killed two birds with one stone. I hooked Jay up, and I hooked my mother-in-law up. So then they tried to tell me it's a protected bird. You're not allowed to shoot it. Not allowed to shoot it.
Said the 11 Article 15 guy.
So how can a cardinal be a protected bird? It was attacking my mother-in-law's home. I mean, she was fearing for her life. All I did was I was just defending my mother-in-law. Zombie
screaming and shrieks and.
All right.
Hey, quick question. On my first show, which was up in Vermont, and I did the minigun sound thing, and the whole I figured out live stream it's not like one night it's over with and everybody can see it forever. The guy that was from DC that sent the thing in, and I asked Patrick, so where's this guy from? He's from DC. Do you remember who that guy was?
No, I don't remember, dude.
Okay. I'd like to absolutely, positively, from my heart, apologize to him because anyway, moving on.
Yeah. All right. Cool Vadis threw down $7.62. I see what you did there.
7.62.
Yeah, he said, I missed last week.
Throw down $6.8.
Did I miss the intro of the belt? No. They want me to talk about my new gun belt, and full disclosure, I got a bunch of pictures and video of it because I ran it the whole time I was down in Texas. The great everything, but it's still in the Suburban. I literally, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am getting in my Jeep tomorrow. I'm going to Daniel Boone Trail in Eastern Kentucky, and I'm gonna unwind for a few days because I need it.
True American.
But my Suburban is still loaded down with ammo and gun belts and half full target boxes.
True American.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a Suburban, or you got a Yukon or whatever, got to have it loaded down with ammunition and everything else. True American.
Don't judge me.
God bless America.
Jeter JT9560. Your mama named you weird, dude. He threw down 10 bones. See you on the 11th and 12th. See you on the 11th and the 12th of May. I may take the carbine class on the 13th. I have it on layaway. No, Jeter, we'd love to have you take it. What he's doing is he's signed up for the medic class that Travis Hall is going to be doing. And there's still lots of slots left for that medical class. It's being done at the Montgomery County Shooting Complex in Clarksville, Tennessee, just south of Fort Campbell. And then the 12th is Combat Pistol Combat Pistol 101. I think I got one, maybe two slots left for that. And if you want to stay for the pistol carbine, which is the 13th and 14th, dude, that class is sold out. But you let me know, I'll make room for you. I hate to say it, but I just hate turning people away. They're coming to do training. I want people to train. Next one, Malabanis, back $10 more. Please recommend a quality personal hydration system. The only name familiar to me is Camelback, but all that I know about it was gleaned from the internet. That's all that there used to be were Camelbacks. When you literally, they created the 100-ounce bladder with a straw that came over your shoulder.
6.8.
Yeah. So that's why we call all bladders like that Camelbacks. But understand, no matter what brand you go with, it doesn't really matter. Get one that's got a good bite valve and has got a mouth for filling on the bladder that's big enough for you to put ice cubes in if you work in a hot environment. But other than that, a bladder's a bladder. They make, back in the day, everybody ran 100 ounces. I actually ran 250 ounces side by side. Because your Alice pack, our old military frames, it had a kidney pad, a metal frame, kidney pad below, and then it pressed up top. Well, with my ghetto booty sticking out so much, I had space in the small of my back. And that's so
ghetto booty.
By having a 100-ounce Camelback, it hit on the top and it hit on the bottom. But by me putting 250 ounces side by side, I could still wear my Alice pack without any interference at all. So I actually paid, I think it was Jay Johnson's wife actually sewed it for me. I had the back of basically my chest rig that I wore. We weren't wearing body armor back then, but the back of my kit that I wore, my LBE, had 250 ounces. Ghetto booty. What's wrong?
Carl,
I had a little junk in the trunk. Don't judge me.
Please. We're not going to elevate you up to the point of having a ghetto booty. You know, you got the white man booty. You got the white man disease.
What?
The white man disease. No ass at all.
You don't want me? You guys want me tweaking this thing?
No ass at all.
We tweaking it? I'm not gonna tweak it.
No ass at all.
I don't want us to get yanked off the internet because this is a no tweak zone here, guys.
No. Can we go back to the guy that did the 6.8?
Yeah. That was Bill Barber. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. But you didn't say it. You didn't ask anything, Bill.
Because you just asked somebody to do it.
Now, what I'd like to ask is, do we have an American cheer, American call word, American because I keep thinking about Australians, and since I've started on the show and with Susan and everybody else, and I go, Aussie, 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 I started doing it with the Australians that I know here in the area, and they all respond like that. I was like, do we have an American thing like that? Do we have something oost? I mean, we got the hua and we got the
military. You got a hua,
yeah. and then, but we don't have anything like Aussie, 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 and everybody goes, oi, oi, oi. We
don't have that.
We need something like that, man.
Do we, Steve?
We do. I mean, really?
Yeah, I guess.
Even when you're overseas, you see another American, it's like, hey, there's nobody. They can tell each other like, yo, what's up? But that's it, man. It's not like an Aussie going, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And the other goes, everybody goes like, oi, oi, oi. We need something like that.
Okay. Let's work on it.
Let's work on it.
Steve, you're now on a mission. All right, guys. We are, I don't really go by time. I got to actually look. Yeah. All right, we've been going for an hour and 44 minutes, but the reality is I finished off my 5 Stone coffee. I just finished off my Black Rifle Espresso Mocha. Thank you, Erica. By the way, you are awesome. You really, really are.
And to was it Helen Fly Fishes?
Heather Fly Fishes.
Heather Feather Tie Fly Fishes tied all together. Heather
Fly Fishes.
Heather, respect.
You know what I don't respect though?
What's that?
Dude, we got 375 Muldoons watching us right now. We only got 370 likes. With 371 likes.
So
that's pretty sad.
4 of those Muldoons probably.
I think people could hit that like button, you know, because if we had 500 likes, we could probably do a giveaway.
What are you gonna give away?
That's not money. That's we could do a giveaway. You want to give away that half full water bottle, or you want to give away one of your knives? Which one you want to give away? I'll tell you what. Let's give this away right here. I actually got this in the mail. Watch. Tell me that's not old school. Look at how he wrote that. Oh my God, Carl, you just gave your address away on the internet. Look, guys, here's the deal. If Al Qaeda comes to my house looking for me, let him come. I mean, my life is way too boring. Right?
Wait a minute. Didn't Iron Man say that on one of the movies where he said, here's my address? Anyway. Oh, look, knives. Let's talk about knives. Previously on another show, I talked about, because Randy has got me into fixed knives, talked about my love for Tanto type blades. And on my gear belt, on my Batman belt, I've had the scabbards done up, the sheath done up by Randy's friend. And we talked about fixed blades and the ones that don't have like a proper grip or proper guard type thing and the proper ridge up top so you can rest your thumb from the front stabbing position. Well, I found one, and I'm not going to mention who it belongs to. Let me make sure they can't see that. But
looks like a bench, man.
Hush. But if you notice, it does have that little ridge right there for the thumb. And it's got a hook right here, a little indent there for the finger. And it's perfect on your gear belt because what I've done is you slip it into the front of the belt at the buckle. I put Velcro on the backside so I go in and I can bite in there. And it sits in, locks in. And when I'm, here, boom, it's out. And as Carl likes to do, the reverse. And you can do defense, offense, anything else. But what I liked about it was it had that little area right there because I like to put my thumb right there. And then what a lot of people, I can't say just guys and gals, don't understand about knives is grip. When you're in a fight, you're sweating, and if you're coming off the first stab or first cut, more than likely you've got blood on the knife. Grip is important because blood is slicker than water. So you need something that is physically allowing you to retain the knife. So that's one of my latest finds, and I've got this set up to go into my duty belt, and I am still working on the perfect knife. Thanks to Randy.
Random American just said, Steve, we have a call. It's Let's Go Brandon. Random, that's awesome, dude. You're right. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. True.
That's wrong,
True.
but
okay.
I like it.
We have Let's Go Brandon, but we need a response because they have Aussie, then they have oi. So we have to say, let's go, Brandon. And somebody's got it. What's the response?
Let's go, Brandon.
And I know most of you guys are going to say FJB, but you can't really say that in public,
Ray S is back. Hot Pockets may be sandwiches. Really, dude? That's Ray. I love you, Ray. But you need to reach back, grab that ponytail, and just kind of yank your head back a little bit. Because
no, that's not a ponytail.
No, Ray's got he's got a top knot. He's slick on the sides. He's got the whole top knot thing.
You know him.
Ray came and did Operation Valkyrie.
Okay.
And then he just came and took all those classes in Texas. Ray.
So when you said you had to reach back, I thought maybe it was reaching back for a mullet.
Ray, that's not a mullet, is it? No, Ray's got a cool. I couldn't rock it. I'm not a ponytail kind of guy. No, I'm not. I'm more a Well, the right hand is hitting you. That's when I go up. I grab a lot of hair, and that way you can't step back from me. And then I work you over with my right hand.
Tanto, grip.
All right.
Hold, slice, stab.
Random American, 20 bones. Steve, we have a call. Let's go, Brandon. All right, guys, we're caught up on that real quick. We're going to do a giveaway if you guys can get us up to 500 likes. So anyways, I got this sent to me in the mail. Steve saw this a long time ago. This is one of the originals, by the way. He's going to be mad when I give it away. But here's the deal. Guys, I'm 55 years old. I got 10 more years on this pretty blue marble. But there's a piece of history.
20 more years.
There's a piece of history that that a lot of people. This is a no shit propaganda poster, and it's showing like the top three, and the two bottom ones. That was the top three, guys. This was printed by U.S. SOCOM, and they were dropped out basically. These things were hung up everywhere. And so we're trying to find Saddam Insane. So anyways, we are going to give this away today. I know it's going to
We're trying to find who?
Saddam Insane.
Who is still alive.
Yeah, he is not still alive. Dude, they had him at the prison right next to Raptor Base, dude. I know a couple of the guards. Dude, they taunted that guy. They literally they taunted him right up to the point to where they hung him, literally telling him he's going to hell. And so anyway, legit Operation Iraqi Freedom poster. And guys, you understand there are replicas out there. This is one of the original ones that was given as a gift to this guy. He gave it to me because he wanted me to hang it up in my man room. And because you guys have all seen my picture of Saddam in my man room, and it is framed pretty. During the initial invasion of Iraq, we hit one of his palaces and got in there, and there was a picture of Saddam framed beautifully hanging up in his office. And don't get me wrong, I guess I'm vain too, because I have pictures of me hanging up in my office also, but I don't see that as a picture of me. I see that as a picture. I'm in that picture, but that's me and Rolex, the dog. You know, I'm in this picture, but that's my A-team. You know, I'm in that picture, but that's me and my daughter, you know. But this was no joke, a picture of Saddam. So anyways, the glass was partially broken from a flashbang grenade. I pulled the paper out, rolled it up, and stuck it in my demo pouch on my leg. And I ended up bringing it home from the initial invasion, had it framed, and so I hang it up in my man room. So it's cool. But see, this thing is not something that I recovered myself. So this is a gift from somebody else. So we're going to give it away. So here's what we're going to do. Once we hit 500 likes, we will draw this. But how do you enter the drawing? I appreciate you asking. I want you guys to put in the chat window, Steve is awesome. Remember, if you do it more than 3 times, the Autobot automatically takes you out of it. So Steve is awesome in the chat window. Susan will work her magic. She'll pick us a winner once we get up to, I'll tell you when, Susan. If I forget, let's do it at 9 o'clock. Yeah, we'll do it at 9. We'll do it at 9. Steve is awesome. Giveaway phrase, Aussie, 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 10 minutes to enter only. Oh, just realize a phrase is not appropriate for this giveaway. Ha, ha, ha. Steve is awesome. Steve, that is the phrase. I see a bunch of you guys want to get your hands on this. Guys, understand, not too many people save these leaflets. They didn't. These posters were hung up everywhere. And Joe, if you're watching, I know you're going to be mad. I'm giving this away, but I'm giving full credit to Joe, the knife guy. Steve, the phrase, they're all putting Steve is awesome in the chat window. I don't know where they got that, but I agree with you. Steve Holland is awesome.
No,
Right?
No, I'm not awesome. America and all God-fearing people are awesome.
But they're not as awesome
His
as
will
Steve
be
Holland.
done.
Steve Holland is more awesome. All right, you guys, Steve is awesome. That'll get you entered in our giveaway. And we'll knock this out here pretty quick, but not till we get 500 likes. Susan, once you draw it, ping my phone. And yeah.
Can we, the person that wins the drawing, is it okay? I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not like, calling out like big celebrities or anything, but is it okay if whoever wins it, if you would like, if Carl and I could sign a poster? Would that be okay? If they want.
Only if they want. No, because some people may want to keep it authentic and unblemished.
Were you over there?
I was.
Was I over there?
Okay. Yes, but okay, up to you guys.
Well, anyway,
we'll let you pick.
I'm just throwing it out there.
We'll let you pick. Here's the deal. When Susan announces the winner, you guys take a picture just with your phone. Take a picture of your homepage on YouTube with your avatar, right? So I don't have like Ray Craddock posing as the winner like he always does, trying to get a free med pouch or whatever. Take a picture of your avatar.
Shame on him.
Email it to tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. That is tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. There's so much spam that comes. I don't get those emails. Heather, bless her heart, she will get that email and she will see that you're legitimate. She will forward it to me. I will then email you back from my personal email account, and I'll ask you if you want it autographed or not. And if you don't, I'll have my son mail it out next week when he gets home. If you do, I'll wait 2 weeks so I can have Steve then sign it again, and I'll sign it for you. No big deal. You get your choices. We're easy here. We're still only at 492.
Point blank simulator.
Yep.
Can Steve remind us what a minigun sounds like? We have forgotten. Oh my gosh, guys!
Don't. I go rolling into Solder City.
So embarrassed.
I go rolling into Solder City. It's a last op, 2006. People are pissed off, literally, because we haven't killed anybody the whole deployment. We caught more bad guys than ever because SIGINT targeting, but word got out that you don't mess with Task Force Raptor because you're going to lose. So when they heard, oh, shit, that's Task Force Raptor, they would just throw their AKs on the ground. We caught all of our jackpots. We caught all the high-value targets. It was great. I didn't kill anybody the whole deployment. So it's the last op. I'm not even supposed to go outside the wire that night. And Byron Russell, he's ground force sergeant major.
Great guy.
He's a, hey, Carl, I got a troop going out. It is a company hit. So in other words, Frank Nash, the company sergeant major,
Great guy.
Colonel Franks, he was Major Franks at the time. We had 36 Commando doing an outer cordon with another A team, and then ICTF, Iraqi Counterterrorist Force, is going to hit Task Force Raptor. Is going to hit this target. And Byron Russell, he said, hey man, I want you on the minigun lead Humvee. So I'm sitting through the mission briefing, and remember, I ain't smoked the dude the whole deployment. I've shot a few warning shots with the miniguns. Warning shot to the radiator. Anyways, so Americans haven't been in Solder City in, I want to say, like 6 months. It's off limits to Americans. Well, they had just captured and killed a couple of our Iraqi recon guys. Literally, didn't just kill them. They cut off their fingers, stuffed them into their mouth, totally mutilated the bodies, and then dumped them where they could be found. So ICTF wanted some payback. So mission briefing, and the only time we know for sure this guy is going to be here is 6 p.m. That's the height of rush hour in Solder City. So not only are we not going to do a night hit. Not only is it going to be a day hit, it's going to be a day hit at rush hour in the middle of the worst part of town where no Americans are allowed to be. And but there, I'm looking on satellite imagery. There's a little roundabout with a guard there, Mahdi militia guy. He's like a block away, 300 meters. And the whole time I'm thinking, yeah, when we take that corner, he's going to see me, and maybe he'll point his AK at me, and I'll be able to get my blast on. That's all I'm thinking. I'm like, if this guy will
get his blast
screw up, he's going to bring that AK up, and I'm going to tap him right on the forehead.
Get his blast on.
I'm literally red toggle switch up, and I'm going to hit the love button, and I'm gonna just have this thing singing. So we start to infill. And sure enough, height of rush hour, everybody's all amped up. We turn the corner, and before they even put the Humvee into park, there were RPGs and tracers coming over the Humvees 3 different directions. We ended up killing, I don't know how many guys on target. They even rescued a guy that I didn't even know was there. Meanwhile, I'm outside, and tight neighborhood. I got guys in black pajamas, third story window. So I super elevate that gun. 50 cals raping the side of the building. And I see the guy in pajamas running. My minigun rounds won't go through the walls like the 50 cals do. But because all the inside walls are concrete and all the roofs are concrete and all the floors are concrete, if you put the minigun through a window and you work it around a little bit, you start getting this, you basically turn that room into a food processor. It's kind of cool. So before they even had the thing in park, I had the minigun singing. And so I pointed up at that window, Steve, and I hit that red button and it went.
I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger. Those who attempt to poison and destroy my brother.
And then I hit it again.
Great vengeance and furious anger. Because why? Blessed is he who, in the name of what? Charity and goodwill, does what? Shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
Yeah. And then
strike down upon thee with great vengeance.
We had this lull.
Furious anger.
I asked the driver of the Humvee, I kicked him with my foot. I'm like, hey man, pull forward a little bit so I can shoot down the side of the road. And he's like, he moved it.
Who would attempt to poison?
He wouldn't move. I'm like, what's
destroy
wrong?
My brother.
What's wrong? He said, I can't see through the windshield. The pile of casings is too high on the hood. He couldn't see through the windshield. And then the 50 cal opened up again, toggle, and then I opened up again.
And the 50 cal. Then the minigun kicks in.
Yeah.
Sweet singing barrels.
Those that attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Flame, and
sorry guys, it's the only way I could get them to make the noise. I had to.
It flames and it sings.
I had to prompt Steve.
It flames and it sings. It sings, Paul Kim. The hippity hop. Why is Paul jumping up and down when he's shooting the minigun? Hippity hop. Because he's got sandals on and the hot brass is falling on his feet.
That was somebody else.
I was like, why is he jumping up and down? The hot brass is falling in the truck on his feet. Paul, what's wrong with Paul? I don't know what's wrong with Paul. Shoot up here amongst us. Oh, John, we can't shoot up there. We might hit you. Well, shoot up here amongst us. One of us got to have some relief.
It was a good night, Steve. I actually got to do a tac mag reload on a minigun. They have 3,000 round hoppers, and you got 3 hoppers behind you. I got to do a tac mag reload with a minigun. That's when you know you're having a good night. You saw that DVD. Ninja, filmed by the F-16.
Yeah.
We had an F-16 overhead, filmed the whole thing with his lantern pod. And after the fact, they were like, dude, that was so cool. Here's a copy of it. Yeah.
Speaking of F-16s, here's a quick one for you. We called in a mission. We got troops out front exposed.
Real quick. We have our winner. It is Holden 1926. Winner is Holden 1926. All right, here's the deal. I'm gonna let him keep going. Holden 1926. Take a picture of your avatar on your home screen and email it to tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. Remind me what it is we give away. This is that Operation Iraqi Freedom top 3 propaganda poster, and let me know whether you want Steve to sign it or not. I'm sorry, not signed, autograph. Steve to autograph it.
Both of us,
or either, or just Steve.
So we got this.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We got this press guy. Of course, all that stuff. Guys don't like press guy. So we got these guys. They've been mortaring us, shelling us, doing all this stuff. So we call in a cast mission, close air support, and so we're waiting, and the guys have to check in because you called in a mission, and they say, hey, they call you on your frequency, hey, this is me, we're here, we're flight of 2, flight of 3, we got X amount of ordnance, X amount of gun ammunition, X amount of flight time. Okay, so I'm explaining this all to this reporter, and lo and behold, we look back, 2 A-10s fly over. I said, yep, here we go, got to get hot. My common guy, Tom Job, he's on the horn. He's like, I was like, did you talk to the guys? So they go over where we told them where the target was, and they fly, and I'm explaining to this reporter, Richard Thurkill, I think it was NBC or CBS, something like that. And I explained to him, hey, the whole profile is they're going to come in, they're going to pop up, and they're going to roll in, and they're going to drop everything else. He goes, oh, yeah, okay, I got it. We were watching, and they go away. Then they turn around, and they pop up, and I'm thinking, oh, don't worry about that, because probably what they want to do, they want to get a good idea of what the target looks like, because they don't do a run toward us to do a run over us.
Yeah.
And as they popped up and turned, I saw 2 little black discs break off from the first A-10. Then on the second one, I saw 2 little black discs break off. And I'm standing there watching this, and the reporter looks at me and goes, are they supposed to do that? And I'm still looking at this. In my mind, I'm thinking, I know them motherfuckers didn't just drop on us. I know they didn't just drop on us. And my medic grabbed me. He goes, run! I go, shit, run! And we hauled ass. And those 4 Mark 82s came in, and my gosh, friendly fire ain't. Okay? So, turns out that somebody in the Air Force gave them an AI mission versus a CAS. CAS, close air support. We control from the ground. AI, air interdiction. They give them a kill box. And guess where we were? Right in the center of the kill box. So these guys go back around, and I saw the lead plane do that infamous A-10 thing. And like the plane just stops in midair. Yeah. And I'm thinking, that motherfucker he's on a gun run. And it's like, run again. And we run. Tom Job, God bless him. He's up in Pennsylvania now. In an air interdiction, we don't have their frequencies because they're not close air support. So we don't know how to talk to him. He gets on the PRC 94.
That little survival
radio.
That
he gets on there
monitors.
And he just yells, any aircraft in this area, blah, 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 ceasefire, you're firing on fucking friendlies, ceasefire, blah, blah, blah. And the AWACS came on, who's controlling everything in that area for like 300 miles. He goes, whoever this is, you need to authenticate, you need to blah, blah, blah. And Tom Joe's like, fuck you. We are here. I can't even explain what he said. It might get censored by YouTube. But they stopped. And about 10 minutes later, they give us a frequency. The lead flight for the A-10 calls us up. And to this day, I was texting Tom Joe a while ago on this right here. I said, Tom, do you remember the call sign, Buckshot 25? He goes, I truly do. Because it was like Serpent 750. This is Buckshot 25, Buckshot 25 actual. Yeah, Buckshot 25, Serpent 750. He goes, please tell me there was no friendlies hurt. I said, negative, no friendlies hurt, but we got a whole bunch of pissed off Egyptians and Syrians down here pointing AK-47s at us. And if you don't hear from us in the next 5 minutes, kill them all. Because we're dead. You know, it's like from Apocalypse Now. Drop the bombs, kill them all, because they're about to kill us, because they're pissed. And the funny thing was, in the Saudis, it is one little station before you go across into Iraq, they had a fire station. And in that fire station, they had the most beautiful, like 1951 red and white American fire truck you would ever see. I mean, you know, the ones you see with the little black and white dogs. What are the dogs called? Dalmatians. Yeah, Dalmatians. You have Dalmatians, and then the beautiful truck. And on the truck,
chrome bell.
Yeah, it had an extended bumper. It had this beautiful brass bell on it. Where they had all these Filipinos, and no disrespect to Filipinos, but they had all these Filipino workers. Every morning they would roll that truck out, they would shine that truck, and they would shine that bell. And that, like, call to prayer, they would go ding, ding, ding on that bell. And the first 2 Mark 82 rounds came in, was right on that freaking fire truck. And it was like, and the A-10 pilot told us later, I said, hey, Buckshot 25, Serpent 750, did you not see the VS-17 panels and all this stuff on our vehicles? You know what he said? He goes, sir, I want to put 10,000 feet doing 650 miles an hour. I don't see shit. Yeah. But we saw something shiny bright down there, and it was like, I don't know what it is, but let's kill it. And what they saw shiny bright was that beautiful 1951 American-made fire truck that they had just rolled out and started shining it up. And to this day, I always think, man, I should have looked for that bell. That was a beautiful bell on that truck. It's about that big, shiny brass. They shined it up. I was like,
why is it Joe always wants to find a souvenir to bring home, huh?
Yeah.
Funny shit. All right. We had another one come in. I saw we had a $50 super chat. Point blank, he wanted you to remind him the sound. You did that. Matthew Dion, hey Carl, is a primary arms 1-8 Griffin 6 power 1-8 SLX good enough, or should I wait and save up for the platinum? Thanks and God bless. Primary arms is just like Night Force and Vortex, all these other ones. They have their good scopes, and then they have their medium quality scopes, and then they have their cheap ones. And again, and you need to do that because not everybody has the same budget. The SLX, the Silver Series, is made in China, right? China glass, everything. The GLX, what I would call a Gold Series, but they're not allowed to call it a Gold Series because Leopold patented the name or some crap like that. Their GLX, that is their intermediate one, and I want to say it's like in Taiwan or somewhere like that. It's outside of China. I know, we did good, Steve. The Platinum Series is made in Japan and with Japanese glass. It's not just assembled in Japan. It's actually assembled in Japan and has Japanese glass. Japanese glass, because a lot of guys are not familiar with, they think, well, it's got to be German glass or American glass or it sucks. All good American glass is basically made in Japan. So if you can afford it, I would recommend Platinum Series. All right. That's what the scope that's on my Barrett is, a Platinum Series. I'm willing to pay the extra money for higher quality, not just for glass, but also construction and quality control, because it needs to be able to take 50 cal recoil. Understand? 50 cal recoil. Yeah. But dude, if all you can get is a Gold Series or Silver Series, better to have now than wait a year. And once Zombicron starts, dude, and you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that gun. You're gonna need it. So again, you have to wait. I just want to give you don't take my opinion as gospel, but I want to give you my opinion so then you can make your own opinion educated. All right, guys. Steve's gonna go for another. What we had, Steve? Luke P threw down 50 bones. Okay, it's all good. Hey, Carl, I removed my last name just for you, so you don't have to sweet to pronounce it. LOL. Smiley face, crying. Thanks for all the good stuff and knowledge you are sending our way. Guys, I appreciate that. Understand, it's cool hanging out with you guys. But like I said, I just got home, back-to-back classes, and I don't spend enough time with my family. I really don't. I don't spend enough time with my family. I need to make more time for them. But I told my wife that, look, a couple hours a week for this, and she reminds me that I do comments on my YouTube videos 3 times a day. Basically, I check comments, Patreon comments and stuff, and filming videos, which reminds me I owe my patrons we're coming up the beginning of May. I have to do them a quick shooting tip, and then story time with Carl, and then all this. And I edited 2 videos today. I've got 2 more videos to edit tomorrow. And remember, I told you I'm leaving before sunrise to go off-roading, 4-wheel driving, and Daniel Boone Trail and thereabouts for 5 days. It's still a work vacation because every so often at night, I will hotspot my laptop with my phone, and I still have to do work here. So I do appreciate the support that you guys give me sincerely. And it is good therapy, not just for me, but honestly for Steve Holland to get things off of his shoulders, for Randy to get things out, for Z and Emery and those guys to make a name for themselves on the internet. Tactical Rifleman helps us out. Also, it's not just a way of generating money. Don't get me wrong, y'all are helping me put my daughter through nursing school. I appreciate that. She actually graduates in a couple weeks, but then she has told me she's going to go on to be either a nurse practitioner or a doctor. And by the way, the other cool part is she's going to let her dad pay for that. Thank you, honey. I love you. But yeah, I appreciate it. You guys know I'll gladly answer your question, but at the same time, when you guys just throw out there, hey, thank you, Carl, for all you do for us. Understand, I do appreciate that, because I have a lot of people in my life that are telling me that I should quit doing this and I should actually retire. And one, the military retirement's not enough money to retire on. And when I actually got ready to get out of the military, I was talking about literally just retiring, and my best friend from Wichita looked at me and he said, well, Carl, that's awful selfish of you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How's that selfish? And he said, you got all these new war fighters, these new young Green Berets, these new military guys, law enforcement guys. And basically you're going to, instead of letting them learn from all your mistakes, you're going to make them yourself. That's very selfish of you. That was 10 years ago now. And sincerely,
Respect.
I started teaching, and then we actually started this YouTube channel to help us fill slots for our classes. Now the classes sell out, and it's become literally, the training is a full-time job, but so is the internet. Between the YouTube channel and Instagram and everything else, it is 60 to 80 hours a week. And then me doing classes and getting ready for classes and practicing for classes and prepping. And that's 40 to 80 hours a week. And so it does. I put in a lot of long hours. I appreciate you guys cutting me some slack whenever I say, hey, I can only go an hour tonight, instead of bitching, saying, you know what, you used to do 3 hours. Understand that there are times that I want to be here, but there are times that I have to leave early and we're still 2 hours and 19 minutes. And I've told you guys, I owed you guys. I'm gonna stay. We'll stay till the 3 hour mark. Are you good for another 40 minutes, Steve? I think we can do that. All right.
For these guys, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Right.
Why not?
But sincerely, don't be bitching when I'm posting on Instagram pictures of my Jeep on top of cliffs and how beautiful America is. I know everybody wants gun pictures, but I need to unplug, guys. I need to unplug.
He needs to unplug.
I need to unplug. I'd invite Steve to go with me, but I don't want to.
I don't.
He's not an off-road guy.
LGBTQ XYZ. I ain't in that cult.
Yeah, he's
you know. I told
what you do with your nipples behind closed doors, Steve. You want to put that lipstick on, dude? I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you.
You remember which movie was this? The second Avengers movie? No, it was the Guardians of the Galaxy with the one guy with the knives, and he put the little suit on. They sent him into space. He said he didn't wear that suit because then he put him on and he goes, "My nipples." Yeah, we used to have a guy like that. I got no idea what he's talking about. All you Avenger fans,
guys,
especially you guys over in Aussie, Marvel land or Marvel.
We know they're messed up over there.
I need to go to Australia.
All right, Steve, I want to go to Australia. Carl or Steve need help looking for a LM19
LMT. Lewis Machine and
Tool. Oh, he wants a M203 grenade launcher.
And his name
New York City drummer. That's Marvin. Marvin, how you doing, Marvin?
Okay. Marvin.
I'm going to go refill my cup.
Refill your cup while I talk to Marvin. Marvin. First thing, you're from New York. Second thing, you asking for a restricted. What is it? What is it called? According to the ATF codes of a destructive device, whatever it is, class 9, class 10, something like that. You're from New York. You're asking for a 203 grenade launcher. Really, Marvin? Really? Okay. That's all I can say, brother. Do you? Moving on. So, the rest of, let me see. I need a break. Kittens. Marvin. Okay. All you regular folks out there, need a break from these kittens. You got kittens? What kind of kittens? Okay. Didn't take Susan off. Point Blank Simulator. Love it, man. Wildflower. Shame. Game of Thrones. Shame. I love
guys,
it.
I'm back.
Wildflower. What does that mean right there?
What's that? Well, you can click on it. That one right there. That's the one that we did. Hey, Carl, I remember we already did that one. And then that one you just read.
No, I was talking to Marvin.
Yeah. All right.
And the fact that, wait a minute, let me recant.
Okay.
I was talking to Marvin about the fact that he was, 1, from New York. 2, he's asking for an ATF restricted destructive device. Mm-hmm. And normally, if this was like standard text or phone call, I would just say crank call. Marvin, shame.
Marvin, I want one too, but
shame.
Guys,
I know you hate. I know you.
It almost broke my heart when I heard they don't make this anymore.
Dude. I know you hate it. They don't.
Yeah, Patron Cafe XO. So, and I haven't confirmed it, but I've heard that they're not making it anymore. So, if you guys find bottles laying around your local package stores, alcohol establishments, I'm down to like 13 or 14 bottles. So, the end of the world, dude. End of the world.
Oh my gosh, man! I know you must be in pain.
Yeah,
that's how I felt when I ran out of my last bottle of Addie's wine.
I know.
See, now you feel my pain. But see, I didn't have 13 bottles left. I had the one bottle that you happen to help yourself to.
It was good wine.
Help yourself.
Yeah.
Now, they don't make this anymore. Okay, this is like Addie's wine. I can't get it. I tried everything I could. I tried Malbec. I tried I tried all these different wines, even the ones that were, they said wine that was made in bourbon cask and all this other stuff to find something similar to Addie's wine here.
Yeah.
On a kinetic energy plantation.
He just literally threw down another $50 just for you to do the minigun sound just one more time.
So, who's that?
Luke.
Who's Luke? That's not the same guy.
It's literally both of those are the same guy.
The M203 guy.
No, before him, Marvin.
The destructive device is Marvin. So anyway,
if that was a toggle switch and you hit that button, what would it do, Steve?
Now I'm down one bottle. He brings out a bottle after we finish shooting. We're sitting at the table. He says, Steve, this is for you because you've been trying every kind of combination of wines and everything else. And then he pops the cork and pours my glass, respect. Then he pours his glass. So we're sitting there talking, we're drinking. He pours my glass. He pours his glass. I said, wait a minute. I don't have, they don't make it no more, Carl. I can't find it. So he's going to come on this show and say, hey, guys, if you go about your local liquor distillery in place, could you look for me some? And I only got 13 bottles. Carl, I got one bottle. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. Shame on you.
Poor Steve. I apologize.
Shame on you.
Poor Steve.
Here's this bottle. I'm gonna shoot the fuck out of this bottle. Kill this bottle. I get one bottle. He drinks half of it, puts the cork back in, and then he's going to tell you guys he's only got 13.
Full disclosure, Addie makes wine. That's
almost like having 11.
I didn't want to spoil it, but
11,
Addie and me are going to actually have you come up, and we're going to do the signature Steve Holland batch of Addie's wine.
13 bottles. 11 Article 15s. 13 bottles, 11 Article 15s.
You guys see what I got to work with? The cool part, though, is we got up to 531 likes. You know, if we got up to 800 likes, I have got something really cool to do a giveaway.
800 likes is doable.
But we ain't going to get there tonight.
You know what? What are we going to give away? We got to give.
No, dude. Don't be digging my trash can, giving away trash and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's going to grab my Barrett.
I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
YouTube folks, I didn't touch it. I caught myself.
No, guys, I actually have I got a couple of optics to give away here next month. Really? You've been in my bar, Steve. You know,
Carl. You're like, here, this wine is for you to take home. Let's drink. Addie, if you're watching,
people
you got to help a brother.
Me. Yeah.
HBO, Addie. HBO, Addie. HBO, help a brother out.
Thank you, Sue. Guys, Susan's out of here in a couple of minutes. I ask that donate or somebody else keep sending me pictures of good questions, right? Alex M, I want to say hi to Alex M and Mrs. M. They're a couple patrons. I'm hoping they come to the Patreon class. Carl and Steve, another awesome live stream. Any experience with reliable magazines for the 6.8 SPC? Thank you both for your time. What's your favorite brand of mag for them to run reliably?
What's your names?
Alex M.
Alex M and
Mrs. M.
Mrs. M.
When we do ours Patreon live streams, I do them Zoom. So a lot of times Alex will be sitting there talking and Mrs. M will like sneak into the picture. They're sweet. They're a cute younger couple. And they're awesome people. I think they would have a blast at our classes.
Well, Alex and Mrs. M, I'm going to answer your question because you're asking on Tactical Tuesday, because most of the companies that profit off of what I did with 6.8 SPC. Shame on them. Shame on them.
Which was the next one, by the way. Shame on them.
When I first designed a cartridge, and I'm not going to go into the whole process of ballistics and reloading and low percentages, that whole thing. We were restricted to the AR-15 magazine magwell size. So at 2.25, 2.28, whatever it's doing. I really wanted to run the cartridges at 2.3. I briefed that at one of the CTTSO, TISWIG, TOS, Ammunition Initiatives meetings, which was the DC, DOD, RDT&E program that was working with us and the Canadians and the Border Patrol and everybody else. One of the guys that was visiting there from industry was from LWRCI. And he walked up to me. He said, "Hey, what you were talking about with the 2.3 inch overall, blah, 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 the thing." I said, "Yeah." And so that's when LWRC came up with their, what they call, not, 6.8. It was spell it 6.8 carbine, which is a good carbine. And he had talked to me about the magazine, and we had talked to Drake Clark at Magpul. And I said, the perfect magazine would be, this size that says right here. So they built the carbine, and one of the things that I briefed is kind of like the A10. When they wanted to build the A10 back during those days of Russian aggression, somebody in the DOD got really smart. They said, "Don't give me a plane, kill me a tank." So they came with the ammunition to kill a tank. And then they said, "Okay, build me a gun." And they built them a gun to shoot the ammunition. When they built the gun and the reservoir to hold 2,000 rounds, they told industry, build a jet around that. So I basically told them, I said, "Here's the ammunition, build me a magazine," and Magpul did. And LWRC built a gun around the magazine. Darren Millers from LWRC and Drake Clark from Magpul. And about 6 years later, they won a $32 million, $25 million contract with the Saudis. The Saudis, Royal Guard that guards all the kings and princes, they all carry LWRC 6.8 PDWs.
Spit it out.
Shame on them. Anyway,
because Steve didn't get a dime of it. So if you have a magazine that, AR-15 magazines will work. I can put 10 rounds in a 20-round AR-15 magazine and shoot 6.8. But you really, truly need a magazine. Out of all the magazines that I've worked with over the years since, I got out and retired, if you need one that works with, if your 6.8 has a standard AR-15 magwell, it's probably going to be the Barrett 6.8 magazine. And that's the truth. That's actually what I use. A little bit different on mine. Follower, right?
It's not just a follower. The pleats in the magazine
are matched to that round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have to, those pleats, or what you call indentations or whatever you want to call it.
They support the sides of the bullets.
They have, if they're here for 5.56, that deep in the mag, they have to be opened up. And Barrett did a really good job on that. And when we were doing the XM 25 millimeter program with Barrett, one of the things Ronnie Barrett said that really stuck with me, he really stuck to me. He said the Achilles heel of any weapon system is the magazine. He said, you got to build the magazine first. Don't build the gun and tell somebody, hey, make a magazine work. You can't do it like that. And that's one of the things that I was briefing when Darren Millers from LWRCI said, "Hey, Steve, we want to do a 6.8. We really like to work with you." I said, "Okay, I'll work with you." And then he brought in Magpul, and me, I'm an American patriot. I'm like, this is going to help the warfighters. I'm helping. At the time, I wasn't thinking, hey, 4 or 5 years from now, you guys are going to have a $30 million contract and not even answer my doggone texts or emails anymore.
Shame on you. Well,
and I won't even go into precision reflex. That's like shame at another level.
Wildflower actually commented, I don't know how that happened at Tactical Rifleman. The shame was at you for not taking Susan out for Texas barbecue. Susan Britcher, she came and attended the classes in Texas. We had a bunch of patrons there with a bunch of great Americans, great training, and we did do Texas barbecue. We had the diner where we went and ate lunch every day. It had Texas barbecue. It had pulled pork. It had all kinds of good food. And I have no idea what Susan Britcher ate the whole time because she was surrounded with patrons the whole time. We had one guy, Roberto Labrador from New York City.
Roberto,
great guy. Great. I hope he becomes a patron because he's awesome. I'd love to have him in our family. I paired him up with Susan because he was a personality and Susan a personality. Them as a shooting team, you should have seen them doing IMTing. We had all of our barricades and they would have to cover me while I move.
I see them.
Moving, set. Cover me while I move. And but they were hilarious watching them do. But anyways, I have no idea what Susan ate. I would assume she got some Texas barbecue. So you can shame me if you want. Understand, I had over 8 days. I had over 100 students. So I can only babysit so much. All right. Heather Flyfishers paid $10 and had a purple turd. No, I'm sorry. Is that a blue turd? Blue turd doing, who knows? Thank you. David.
Heather Flyfishers.
David, he is a SWAT EMT down in Miami.
Respect.
Who I parachute with.
Respect.
He's got a daughter. She's dating a guy that me and Dad kind of approve of. But anyway, she goes by Blow Pop. It's actually Ring Pop, but I call her Blow Pop or whatever, Glow Pop. She's a sweet girl. Carl, please make sure that Steve is at the Patreon giveaway getaway in November. He is freaking hilarious. And Ashley and I want to have a couple of adult beverages with him. What a character. That's his daughter, Ashley. David, if you and your wife come and you bring Ashley, I'll bring her boyfriend if you want, or leave him behind. I don't care. Come visit. And you understand Patreon is third week in November. Last week of October is Operation Mad Cat again in Florida. Me and my son are going to sign up for that. We're going to be jumping round canopy parachutes. I put him and his daughter through airborne school.
Really?
Down there in Florida.
Cool.
Round canopy parachute team. He was actually already airborne. Earned his Green Beret back in the day.
Okay.
David is a great guy.
Feeding these together.
Yeah, I have no idea why I jump. My knees do not need me doing
contact.
But anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. All right, Alex.
He's looking through that 6.8 range, and don't even think that with this new SIG 6.8 that's all part of the plan.
It is part of
the plan.
Yeah, but understand
it was make them change.
Yeah. All right.
Make them change, because every warfighter that goes down range, no matter what the reason is, because they're going to follow orders, no matter what politicians we have up there that's directing where they're going to go and where they're going to execute their missions, we have to give them the best that we can give them.
Yep. No, that's the truth.
6.8 rocks. 6.8 by 43, 6.8 by 51. I just told him, I said, change it. You know,
he threw down another 50 saying, guys, have a drink on me. Carl, I love your great Steve and Randy, one of my favorites. Thank you, brother. I appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke.
Funny stuff. All right, guys. I appreciate JT.
Trust
now
the
that
force,
Susan,
Luke.
guys, Susan over in Australia.
Trust the force, Luke.
She had to go back to work. So now I have JT, one of the members of my family here.
The force is with you, Luke. I can feel it.
All right, Steve, you're gonna be able to drive home, dude. You're good.
Man, I'm
You
good.
sure?
I'm good. I'm just with Luke right now, man. Luke.
All right. Mike Willingham just texted me again. We're talking good stuff. Phil W., please share this with Steve. Heather would love it. This is that is Heather Flyfishes and Phil W.
Wait, don't tell me. No. Oh,
look at
red
that
fish.
That is a
red
fish.
Right Heather Flyfish got a red fish. Oh my gosh.
Heather, you did great when you came and took Combat Pistol 101. Heather and Phil are coming, I want to say, I think it's August. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're doing the high risk travel course. Guys, everybody wants to do shooting. I encourage everybody to take medical classes with Travis Hall. We have them May next month, but then we also have it July and August. But there's another class that we're running twice this year that is called high risk travel. We'll do a little bit of shooting in it, but the big thing is it's situational awareness. We learn surveillance, counter surveillance, how to travel safely, how to act on an airplane, how to act in a hotel, how to do this, how to do that. We even get into escapology, how to get out of handcuffs, how to make handcuff shims, how to get out of flex cuffs, chains, duct tape, packing tape.
How to act.
Because even with you blindfolded, duct tape sounds different than packing tape, and you set your hands up different depending on what type of tape it is. So he says, great course. I know Phil is coming for high risk travel. I think he's bringing Heather for that. Again, that will be at Montgomery County Shooting Complex right here in Tennessee. Same place that you guys went before, Heather. Chad Mormon, he is our dark arts instructor. He is coming up from Memphis. He actually lives across the border in Mississippi. But he is a great instructor. What's up?
Miss Heather. Was this has got to be like Louisiana or somewhere along the Gulf Coast. That is a nice red fish. That's a beautiful fish. So
I think they come down
Louisiana?
in winter in Louisiana. Good call, Steve. Good call. The boy knows his fish, Heather. That's pretty slick. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
I don't know about flies, and I don't know the whole thing about stripping the reel and getting your whole backlash thing going.
I'll give you that.
I know my redfish though.
All right, he knows his redfish. All right, guys, good stuff indeed. I want to remind everybody, a lot of our pistol carbine courses they're already filling up, but you can get them, guys. Everybody teaches pistol carbine. There are very few people out there that are teaching high risk travel and our type of medical class that me and Travis teach. So they're only like half full. So anyways, I want to push high risk travel course. If you're not sure about it, you can look it up at tacticalrifleman.com, but you just look at the list of subjects and
look it up.
Sincerely, there's lots of good stuff there.
Look at the list of subjects.
I want to remind everybody that again, Lanny Murphy, one of our family, passed away, and I mentioned it briefly on the last live stream. And anyway, so Lanny's daughter put her whole life on hold when her dad got diagnosed with cancer, terminal cancer. They gave him like 3-4 months to live. He ended up living much longer than that. And he was a total inspiration for me. Anyways, the house got tore up, the roof and everything. She started a GoFundMe to fix the roof for Lanny. And then Lanny passed away. Understand now, not only does she have to pay to have the roof fixed, she also has to pay to do the funeral also. So tomorrow when I have time, I'll put the GoFundMe in the because I keep giving to it. Every time I pull it up, I end up giving more money. But she still has not reached her goal. She has not asked. I'm letting her mourn in peace. But I just want to remind you guys that we did lose a great American. Anyways, good stuff. One thing I mentioned earlier before Steve got here is I was talking about the stickers for Tactical Rifleman Overland team. We usually compete every May, beginning of May, in it's called the Overland Challenge and Southern Expedition Overland Challenge. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, you can go back to our video archive. Nutrient Survival sponsored it last year. We were geared up. I had multiple vehicles on the team, and then at the last minute, they canceled the competition. Okay, so everybody on my team already put in for vacation days. So we're still going off-roading. That's why I'm going tomorrow morning. That's when the competition was supposed to be. The competition isn't happening. We're not going to film it. But because they already put in for vacation days, we are going to get together, go off-roading. But I thought about it, and Nutrient Survival's wanting to do stuff. Everybody likes more than just guns. There's a lot that goes into off-roading, literally. Austere vehicle repairs, recovery operations, security, land navigation, communications, all that stuff. So the more we talked about it, and because we're not doing Operation Valkyrie coming up in February, the more I thought about it is everybody likes to get together. Instead of having you guys pay to come to a class, and instead of printing 8 of these, we printed over 100 of them. And what we're going to do is first 2 weeks of October. So I'm letting you know right now because October is not that far away. But first 2 weeks of October, my guys are coming up. I got guys in Chattanooga, guys in Tampa. We're going to come up. They're going to pass through here. We're going to go through Wichita and then all the way across Oklahoma into basically Moab, Utah, and we are going to go off-roading, and we're inviting all you guys to come. If you want to come hang out, you can stay the whole 2 weeks if you want. You can stay 3 days, you can stay 5 days. But if you like off-roading, you got a Jeep, a Tacoma, pickup truck, RV, I really don't care. Because even if you don't own a Jeep, understand when you get to Moab, you can rent off-road vehicles there. You can. But the plan is we're going to do it like a rendezvous. We're going to make it open to everybody involved with Tactical Rifleman, which right now I got 289 of you watching. So if you're in the States, you want to do this, or if you're outside the States, you want to fly in, you meet us somewhere along the route. We'll let you know progress where we're going. You jump in with us, or you can meet us there in Moab. Once we get to Moab, Utah, we're going to coordinate it. We're going to try to get everybody camping the same locations. The cool part about doing it in October is that's after the busy season. There's not that many people that are going to be out there. If you go in August, literally, there'll be 3,000 vehicles in line to do the same trail. I'm exaggerating, but there'll be 300. So first 2 weeks of October, meet us out there. We're going to do a couple days at Moab, and then we're going to drive to the Rubicon Trail. It takes basically 2 days to do the Rubicon Trail. So we're going to park our trailers, our campers, at the Nutrient Survival headquarters. We'll toss the tents and stuff inside the Jeeps, and then we're going to drive half the Rubicon Trail. We're going to camp on the Rubicon Trail. The next day, do the second half of the Rubicon Trail, and then everybody's going to load their campers, whatever, back up. We're going to go back to Moab and finish out the rest of our time there because there's hundreds of great trails at Moab, hundreds of great trails. So anyways, if you're interested, again, it's not going to cost you a dime. It's just going to cost you gasoline, basically. And you show up, I will, hell, if I get enough people interested, I might do T-shirts. But at a minimum, we'll do stickers and campfires. And guys, it's not about getting a sticker or a patch or a T-shirt. It's about coming together and hanging out, the camaraderie, the friendship, but also we're going to be doing little mini classes, little vignettes, how to quickly change a tire under duress, how to patch the bullet hole in the radiator using your Leatherman, how to clean that air filter in the field expediently, how to do this, how to do that, winching operations, high lift jacks. We're gonna be covering a lot of that stuff. It's gonna be a great time. So, anyways, that is first 2 weeks of October. I'm gonna have my son and me. We're gonna film a little video. We'll put up on YouTube to invite everybody to go. But you guys are hearing about it first. We have officially locked it in. I've got a sponsor that's basically going to cover my gas and part of Mickey's gas. I'm going to end up splitting the money and cover part of his gas, part of my gas. I'm going to try to find a tire sponsor. So if you guys know any BF Goodrich or Goodyear or anybody, or if any of you have any connections in the off-road world, companies that want to help sponsor this event, cool. But even if I don't get any sponsors, it doesn't matter. We're still going to go. Going to be a great time.
I'm going to roll.
All right, Steve, always a pleasure.
Always.
And thanks for coming out. Gents, Steve Holland. And again, a lot of SF guys didn't realize how awesome Steve was because he's just another guy up at group headquarters. But now, yeah, I'm glad I pulled you out, Steve. I'm glad I did because you are, guys, he's a wealth of knowledge. He really is. He really is.
Guys, I appreciate you taking the time to listen and respond to everything. I love that. I love the show. I like to leave you with two things. Number one, blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak. Please do. Number two, if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. Peace out.
Words to live by right there. All right, Steve, you travel safe, brother. Let me know if you need anything. All right. We're going to wrap this up, guys. We're literally, wow. I got a couple of minutes. One thing I do want to do, though, guys, is I want to give a shout out again to our sponsor, Sportsman's Guide. Take care, Steve. Sincerely, guys, they've got a big push right now on those the Boulderton Ridge boots, which you look at them, they look like leather boots, but guys, they're completely waterproof, and they pitch them as hunting boots. I just like wearing them all the time. I do. So they're good boots. They're guide gear socks. I used to just buy cheap Walmart socks, guys. I'd rather pay. You get 3 pair for like $17 at Sportsman's Guide, and they're good. They're the merino wool. They're good socks, guys. Good socks for wearing under boots. And then the Boulderton oversized club camp chairs. They still fold up, but they'll hold 500 pounds, which for me is literally me with my spouse sitting on my lap, all snuggly, not worrying about even if her daughter jumps on top of her, saying, leave room for Jesus, right? It's still, you don't have to worry about the chair collapsing. It's awesome stuff. I want to give a shout out to my wife and my kids. They are out. I'm hoping they're watching right now. And I hope that they're doing great. Chad Mormon, Buford T. Justice. If you are on the road right now listening to this live stream, as soon as you get in here, I'll get you into, you can sleep on the couch till we leave in the morning. Gents, next week's live stream, I might have to change the date. I might do it Monday or Wednesday. But Tuesday, I've got an event that I cannot get out of, but that's okay. Tactical Tuesday sounds almost as good as Tactical Monday. Maybe we'll call it, I don't know, we'll call it something else. It doesn't matter. I'll still be here with you guys. Oh, we might do it Tuesday. Good stuff indeed. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for hanging. You realize we still have 263 people here. We're going to cut it short. I want to give a shout out. Thanks to my moderators for hanging out with us here the whole time. I know Mama Bear is gone already, but I still have JT and Donut and the other guys. So I have a great team that helps me do this. I don't have the pretty graphics and animations without my son here to make it happen. I'm just running this off my laptop, and but that's, you guys don't come here for the fancy stuff, high tech stuff. At least I don't. So anyway, it's been a pleasure. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I will see you next week. It's gonna be awesome. Y'all take care and shoot straight.